All right. With honors. You know, he's just really excited and he has no clue why we're here. Alright, I think, damn it, get back here. Alright, happy Saturday. Hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving or whatever. That's the thing about the holidays. I don't really give a shit, but you sort of have to, you know, do that human shit where you pretend like you care about everybody else's shit going on, even if you don't, with complete fucking strangers. Because I guess people get lonely or some shit. I don't know. Holidays just don't mean shit. And I just realized I didn't check my fucking mic before I started this. Did I? Let me see if it's at least. Yeah, it's got the levels are showing. So I'm just gonna assume that it's doing some shit. If not, nobody's gonna see this shit anyways. So what was I saying? Saying something about the holidays. And oh yeah, when you don't have a fucking family, like you're a single dude, I mean you could have, you know, your family and all that other shit, but if you don't have that going on, then it doesn't really mean shit to you. It sort of just is, but it doesn't really mean shit. Because again, like a day's importance is really up to you. And a lot of times with like holidays and events, it's about who you're going to spend it with, who you're going to see, shit like that. Because, you know, we're human. So when you're a guy and you care about people, doing stuff for them, you know, for their benefit and stuff like that makes you feel good. So even if you necessarily don't believe in it, you don't really care because it's like, hey, when they celebrate it, so I do stuff for them and they feel good about it. So that's what's more important to me. And I can understand that. You know what I mean? That's why I think it's kind of funny that a lot of guys, they still pay attention to a lot of the humanization and shit like that comes out. You know, when you don't conform and go along, they're like, oh, you don't care, you're not human, all this shit. That stuff's all bullshit. We all know it don't mean anything. Who gives a fuck what they gotta say? It's basically just a way to get you to go on the back foot so you can start complying, start being complicit. It doesn't really have shit to do with anything. Like, think about it. Trip myself up on the way where I was going with my own thoughts. Damn. I was gonna go, so yeah, so the whole point is that you don't have any care about people or shit like that, which is stupid, because here's the thing, if you concede whatever spot you're on and then give a fuck, you're actually proving them wrong just in that act itself, the fact that you acknowledge what they're saying. God, fuck you off screen. Damn. Start clearing this shit out. So it's pretty dumb, but I mean it makes sense because you got to think about it. So I could like, especially me, I like to speak from my own perspective. Like, no shit, Sherlock. Where else you speaking from?
Creatures is coming from a nearby nest.
Yeah, barrel roll. And it's kind of hard to remember when it's like when especially when you're younger, and you know you're weak, and all you know is conformity and trying to fit in and all this other stupid shit. So yeah, that could be a difficult spot to really, because one, they don't really teach you shit, not anything that's gonna benefit you. And then so you're basically starting from square one. One of the things that pisses me off, and kind of like I legit actually get annoyed by this shit, is so you got them talking shit about guys. I've met a lot of dudes where you could tell what happened. So they're coddled, all this shit held back, you know, single mother, whatever the fuck is going on with their life. Nobody gives a shit about them. So then now they're older, and now they're out trying to live their life and get together. And so as far as where they are along their point of like development and, you know, growth and all that shit, it's not, you know, as far as I guess people quote unquote expect. Which, honestly, as a dude, you shouldn't really beat yourself up about that if you come from like that type of background and situation, because you did the best you could do with what you had, and you were already like basically set up to fail. You weren't set up to success and to, you know, to be better. That's not the case. There was a point in time where that's what, you know, that was what was going on. That was the goal. That's not what it is anymore. Like you need to understand that. Which, whatever your age is, whatever you're at, I mean, if you're like around my age or older or something like that, you don't give a shit about none of that stuff. Like I just got to the point, you know, like especially going through my 20s, where it's like, yeah, all right, cool, you didn't kill me, and I'm gone. That's it. You know what I mean? Like I'll just chalk this up as a win that I have all my fucking limbs and I'm somewhat coherent. You know what I mean? And then I'll just go ahead and grab this pile of whatever the fuck I am and mold it into something that I can, you know, be happy with as a corpse. You know, it's just at that point where you sort of just set on your own and, you know, you call it a day. It's like, hey, you people were like this and I was like this and it just wasn't working out. That's all there was. That's all there is to it. And that, I like how a lot of people act like that's just some uncommon shit now. See just dudes by themselves with no family, nothing like that. It's like, no, let's not play this weird ass game. We know that's common as fuck. You can see it everywhere. And don't act like you have no clue where the fuck it's coming from either. One, men aren't gonna be having fucking families. They don't need to. Because one, most men aren't gonna be getting with those women. It's just not happening. And if they are, it's so they can get some child support or some alimony or something. That's basically where that's going. He just got fucking destroyed and enslaved to the fucking government. And the woman was a utility to facilitate that. And everyone's like, oh, how could you say the truth? Yeah, no, it's so fucked up. Like, holy shit. And so, really, it'd be nice if a lot of guys were just a lot easier on themselves. Like, hey, man, you didn't know. Nobody told you.
Hostile creatures are coming from a nearby nest.
You know, we kind of, it's hard to say this without sounding a little annoyed or resentful of it, but it's not like you'd fucking listen if I told you anyways. You just fucking attack me. You know what I mean? With your, oh, you just, you know, the male competition threats and all that other bullshit. And then, like, oh, I'll just get some pussy being an alpha male. You're just jealous because you can't do that shit. It's like, you sure? Are you thinking this through rationally? Like, does that make sense? Like, does that pass a smell test in your mind? Just want you to think this through. Shit. Aha, they didn't attack me at first. Ah. Damn.
Wall destroyed.
Oh no. I need to make my way over there.
Base is under attack.
I got it.
Tower has been destroyed.
Fucking my shit up. It's time to go regulate. So, you know, I'm back on my same old spiel, but, you know, I think it's important. Like, sometimes the impact of just hearing somebody say some shit can just really be, like, it's almost like they're acknowledging the shit, because a lot of times it can seem like it's literally only in your fucking head, and that, like, it's only real to you. You know what I mean? Like, it's not, like, nobody else gives a fuck, nobody knows, they don't care or some shit. And then when it actually comes to the point where you actually hear it, you know what I mean? That could be some serious shit for you. you'd be like, holy shit. So there are people do understand what's happening, and so a lot of times it's a lot more complicated than nobody gives a fuck. But when you're in the thick of it, when life isn't going very well and things just seem difficult and it seems like you can't shake any of these fucking boots off your neck, it's hard for you to see anything any other way. You know what I mean? And I don't know. I don't blame anybody. You know, you got dudes doing their best. They're trying. And we can all say, hey, you know, with all this great fucking insight we have, you should do this and you should do that. But at the end of the day, humans are emotional and shit. So we've always got to deal with that aspect of it. So when it comes to decision making and all this other shit, yeah, it'd be cool if every time we just hit this with the, you know, super logical, planned out shit. But a lot of times it's not how it works. Which is unfortunate, but it just is what it is. Just build up random fences so they attack. So, yeah. I did put some links in the description. Now, I put those there just on the off chance that some people forgot who those two individuals are and the content that they make. And it can be really, really helpful and really, really insightful. I just picked a couple videos to link directly that I thought were really good, especially the last one, the latest one from Messenger Rising. It's extremely good. Hits on especially a point of not giving up hope, which I know that sounds weird coming from me, but understand that even how the way I do sound at times, I'm not really nihilistic. I'm actually more optimistic than anything. One thing I learned through life is that it doesn't matter how much it hurts, just keep going.
The wind is very slow today. Wind turbine
you'd be
efficiency
surprised
is not
how far that
going to be
gets you.
great.
And you'd be surprised that when you allow yourself to feel things, which I don't mean in like some weird movie woo-woo stupid way. I mean like legit, when you allow yourself sort of not to stay away from apathy, to stay away from a lot of that shit that you would think, like it's one of those things where people just want that response seems pretty natural.
We should go there and clear it out.
But if you allow yourself to not do that, you'll find out like, holy crap, life can be so much better. I just put that in the wrong place. But it's something that, again, we can talk till our faces are blue, but it's something you got to experience yourself.
Wind speed projection is returning back to statistically normal values. Wind turbines are back at nominal power levels.
Some things just can't be taught. All right, got distracted for a second. Sorry about that. Yeah, some things can't be taught. That's just how it is. But that doesn't mean that. Alright, here's the dark side of it. That doesn't mean you're gonna make it out all right when it does happen to you. In fact, a lot of guys who are like, you're doing all right now, you're all right. That shit could have went way fucking worse than it did. And that's why you should be somewhat appreciative of the fact that you are here and that you did make it as far as you did. Even if things start going sideways or whatever, I mean, you still made it to wherever the fuck you made it at. And there's a lot of motherfuckers with the same circumstances, probably extremely similar to you, and they didn't fare very fucking well. So let's always give a thought to that. I know some people don't like that line of thinking, you know? They're more on the path of, hey, fuck all that shit and fuck everything, which is cool. I don't really expect you to be all happy, hunky-dory about shit. That's fine. As far as I'm concerned, I'm just pointing out, like, it kind of is what it is. You know what I mean? It'd be nice if it wasn't. Well, no, that's weird. There's no if it wasn't it was shit. It's just, it is what it is. And you just deal with it and take it as it comes and move forward. I think I'm looking at the wrong one.
Warning! Hostile creatures are coming from a nearby nest. We should go there and clear it out.
Why is there always fucking creatures coming from fucking nests? I don't know why I play this goddamn game. There we go. Alright, trying to get back on track. I know this game's a little bit, yeah, it's sort of like a base building, tower defense type deal. I think there's some water right over. Yep. Damn it. Shit. That's what I meant to do.
Warning, a new group of hostile creatures is coming from a nearby
There
nest.
we go. Oh shit. Where was that? Yeah, so not giving up hope and also focusing in, cultivating mental and physical strength. Well, you know the old gyms. People used to talk about this a lot. I don't know what goes on now or what people talk about. I don't know, because I don't really pay attention to whatever the fuck it is they've got going on. 'Cause after a while, I kind of realized it was just a big old bunch of bullshit. And it was the same old scam, and I used to call it sort of like man wrangling or whatever the fuck you want to call it. Because that's essentially what it was. It's like, hey, so I'm gonna go over here, I'm gonna do this shit, I'm gonna find like meaning and purpose in myself. Because I got a feeling there's something to that shit. And they're like, yeah, see, that sounds cool, but what you need to do, and then they basically just sell you on a bunch of shit. A great big old bunch of bullshit. And then that's basically what it becomes. It's just a great big old bunch of bullshit. So everything, instead of you being able to, because again, a lot of stuff that we've been talking about for years is it's self-sufficiency, it's strength, it's building yourself up, it's independence, it's freedom. And those who benefit from your enslavement don't want to hear you talk about that. They don't want to see you making progress towards that. And I used to express that in a lot of different ways, because even if it may have seemed outlandish to some, the point I was trying to get forth was that it doesn't matter about the title of this person or any of that shit. You're going to find out that their goal essentially is to just keep you in a place of subservience. They want to foster that dependence. Again, it doesn't need to be real. It just needs, they need to just, as long as mentally it's real to you. That's all that matters. And then as long as they can keep that up, that's the only thing that's important.
This rain is harmless to our base, but it decreases solar panel efficiency until it stops.
Probably should build something right here. Where's that other wall at right here? So yeah, just build it right here. And the idea, that's why, like you see in this circles, if you pay attention to like a lot of stuff that's going on, you know, the audio books that are recommended, the actual books and stuff like that, and what's talked about, you notice it's more of more freedom oriented. Because a lot of things, like if you, like again, when you want to obtain, like certain things in life, when you want to obtain them, you need your freedom to do it. You don't have a choice on that matter. Like the idea that you're going to get it while being enslaved, that's not possible because your masters dictate how you are going to spend your life. They dictate a lot of shit. So this idea that I'm going to be a slave but also be free, sorry, but that's not a thing. Just understand what a slave actually is. And you'd be like, oh, yeah. Well, it's why it's kind of, you find yourself in these, like I find myself in the places I found, in the situation I find myself, and I'm like, man, those decisions that happened early on impact for the, like a huge impact for the rest of my life. And I could sit there and say, well, I didn't know and all this other stuff, but here's the thing. This is the true kicker. This is why when somebody gives a fuck about you and they're angrily trying to explain something to you and you're not listening, this is what pisses them off, is because what you seem to not understand is you can't just walk that shit back. Once that shit is done, it doesn't matter whether you were ignorant or whatever the fuck. The fact is, it happened. That's it. Oh, wait, that's something completely different. What? I don't think I have anything for that.
Warning! Hostile creatures are coming from a nearby nest. We should go there and clear it out.
I don't. Ain't that a bitch? Ah. Well, isn't that amazing? So, one thing I will say is like the, which I'm not a fan of that dumbass phrase. Like, you know, they always hate because they hate, or whatever the fuck they say about haters. They always say a lot of stupid shit. But you will notice that, especially people's reaction to a lot of, especially when improvements in your life, the more you start like physically and mentally improving yourself to the point of gaining, you know, more independence. And you notice their reactions, they're not in the light of anything that would benefit you. It's more about their perspectives is how it'll affect the benefit they gain from you, which you may not even be that aware of. You may not even be aware, because a lot of times I've noticed, like when you ask somebody definition of friendship and shit like that, and then you see like a lot of the relationships they have and how they play out, like I don't think you're sticking to actually, I don't think you actually understand, like basically what you're defining and what's actually happening aren't the same fucking thing. Alright. So that's why it's also really important to get clear on your definitions and understanding. Essentially, you want to make yourself less manipulable. Manipulable? Gullible? There we go. Make yourself less gullible. And you normally do that by getting clear on what you will and won't tolerate and having a good understanding of things. Just further your understanding, whichever way you see fit. Like, nobody's saying you got to be super egghead, fucking science report, statistical data person. Nobody's saying that, but it won't hurt. You know what I mean? It won't really hurt if you know you just bone up on some shit sometimes. That should actually probably really fucking help you.
Base is is under attack.
Oh. Woo! Build a pipeline.
Warning! A new group of hostile creatures is coming from a nearby nest.
I know, aren't they fucking always? And just the reason why I focus so much. So in this game, shit's annoying because when you first start out, you learn pretty quickly. Your energy can go pretty fucked up, and then so basically you just be shit out of luck right now. Like it's at nighttime, so the solar panels don't fucking work. Surprise, surprise, I know, right? And so you have to do whatever you can to. Oh.
Warning! Hostile
Didn't
creatures
notice
are
that.
coming from a nearby nest.
Fix that shit real
We should
quick.
go there and clear it out.
And when you first start the game, you literally have your shit just shutting down. If you didn't know how to which I didn't know how to play this shit. I found this game randomly.
Warning! A large group of creatures is gathering near our base. Prepare for an incoming attack.
Alright, time to go kill the wildlife that I'm invading. What? Are they coming from right here? Ain't this a bitch?
Warning. Hostile creatures are coming from a nearby nest. We should go there and clear it out.
It says they're coming from right over here. Oh man, I didn't build anything right here. They're gonna kill my shit.
Horde has entered the area. It is less than a minute away. Base is under attack. A building has been destroyed. An energy connector has been destroyed.
That is really way to do that. Oh man, there's a lot of them. Woo! But yeah, so a lot of the main focus for a long time was supposed to be cultivating independence and strength, so you know you could take care of yourself, and that you could really just maintain and improve your freedom. which can be difficult, especially when you find yourself coming from certain backgrounds and shit. But it isn't, again, it's not an excuse. That's just basically an acknowledgement. It's like, hey, man, so, you know, don't be too difficult on yourself about that shit. Like, understand what it is, and then also, since that's the case, it really is more of a, all right, so that means I need to do things either a different way, or I just need to, you know, brace for impact. Like, it's going to be a lot more difficult. I'm going to find myself doing a lot of things that others wouldn't even think that they wouldn't think to go that path or to do those methods. Well, they don't have to. And also, it's pretty natural for humans to do the path of least resistance. So they're normally going to go with whatever route they have to. They're not going to normally, it's not going to be the one, so basically the easiest one. Whatever, people normally lean on their strengths. So whatever that is, you can guarantee that's how it's going to go for them. That's what they're going to lean towards. And so it's best to really get a better understanding of yourself so you can lean on your strengths. So that way you can give yourself an advantage. Instead of focusing on everyone else's strengths, focus on yours. Of course, acknowledge your weaknesses as well. It's really important. It can be pretty painful.
Hostile creatures are coming from a nearby nest. We should go there and clear it out.
God damn, they fucked my shit up. Look at this. My hut is fucked up. Come on. Oh, I was about to say, did I just block myself in?
Warning! A new group of hostile creatures is coming from a nearby nest.
Right. Alright, now where was I going with this one? So, self-reflection, fostering independence, which essentially is you're building up strength. So, stronger you are, the easier for it is for you to be independent.
Prepare for extreme weather.
But if you rely on people, like if you're really dependent on people, then it's not so easy. It's actually really going to be really fucking difficult.
The tornado is destroying everything in its path. Let's move out of its way and repair what we can.
Destroyed. An energy connector has been destroyed.
Oh great, another fucking tornado. Why am I playing this goddamn game?
A building has been destroyed.
One of our energy connectors has been
The tornado is gone. Thankfully, it didn't last long. Warning. Hostile creatures are coming from a nearby nest. We should go there and clear it out.
Yeah, no shit. Because I also need more minerals and shit. Because I don't have... It's not a booming, bustling economy right now. We went through a couple of setbacks. Had a couple of invasions, you know. Trying to build things back up. Fucked around, let a women vote. They just invited some big dick Africans and Muslims in to fuck her shit up. And of course, big ass welfare state, so we're left, you know, take care of those fucking kids. You gotta be a good man, don't wanna make Jesus cry. I don't really talk about the news much because there's a lot of people who are a lot better informed about that shit than I am. I don't really look at all that stuff that much. I do pay attention to some things, which it's more like a brisk just view sometimes really quick, just to see how bad it's gotten. Like one thing I was really looking at was like the STD rates. Holy fucking shit. I was looking at that for a long time because I was like, man, it can't be that bad. And every time I look, it's like, yeah, it's actually legit that fucking bad. Like they're not making this shit up. And it makes sense. So I guess one of the main mentalities that's really like the mindset is that it's consequence free. So which, yeah, I know that's not real. That's not an actual thing. It's not another thing at all. So they go and they do this shit, and again, this is that same type of thinking. It's where, as long as I get you to believe this shit, as long as I get you to go along, it doesn't matter if you know I'm lying or not, because the fact is you submitted. Which, hey, if it works, it works. So, oh man. They destroyed it. That why the other shit was like that. Fucking took out my water pup. You pieces of shit. I'm over here trying to develop and get good. And you're over here trying to keep me as a scrub. Oh yeah. But yeah, a lot of times, this is what I was kind of saying to people, like, a lot of shit is not all that different. So we like to think that it's like all this intricate. It's like, no, some of it's pretty simple. Like, a lot of times when shit works, people just use that over again.
Of hostile creatures is coming from a nearby nest.
They just use that technique, that methodology, the strategy they just use. Why wouldn't you? It works. There's no reason to change it up. We're getting exactly what we want. Like, I was watching a video from RPM the other day, and he was pointing out that over 1/3 of men don't have kids. Right? I believe it was in the U.S., I want to say. I'm not really sure. But part of that shit, one, doesn't really surprise me. And two, that, of course, that was going to be the trend. But it's kind of funny, too, because you think about, like, 80-20. You know, that's one of the big talking points there. The 80-20 rule. Oh, my God, 80-20. So 80% of men just basically ain't shit to women. And then 20% are average. And then there's like that small percentage of actually attractive. Which, honestly, who gives a fuck? Because when you put the boots on the ground and actually look at what's going on, you notice like, all right, so it's more about at what stage in their life and what benefit they're trying to get. That's more where it's going to go. So if I need some dude to basically just pay my bills, you know what I mean? Or some shit like that. I need some dude, because I need child support and welfare. I don't want to be a strong, independent woman and go to work. You know, that type of shit. It depends.
Warning. Hostile creatures
but
are
also
coming
in that
from a
same
nearby
light,
nest.
thinking
We should
about
go
it,
there
like,
and clear
women
it
aren't
out.
going to have a baby with just any motherfucker. They're going to have, most likely, I don't know, it's complicated, but it's going to be with somebody that's most likely attracted to, or they can get enough money from, because that's how they're going to get it, in lieu of the long hardship of getting married and then divorcing them. I guess that's too fucking difficult. Yeah, more minerals. Yeah, spears. No joke. You imagine having a spear like that? Just fucking spear with the fucking. That's probably wrong. Yeah, so you look around, and you know, of course, the data's not lying. You know, a lot of guys aren't having kids. A lot of women aren't either, but it's still enough to fuck these dudes up, though.
Warning.
The wind is picking up speed. Loose objects are starting to fly.
Like the rate of marriages and divorces are going down, which is good. Because, well, let me say this first. I don't give two flying fucks about the
The
fucking
wind
birth
is much
rate.
stronger than usual.
I don't give a shit about that. Because I don't give a fuck about the welfare state. It's like you don't care about the country. The country's gone. Like that. And we're basically in a corpse right now, and this shit is going. There's no changing the system, and there's no like you could get out and like everybody could go start getting married now. That's not gonna do shit. The problem is in the culture. It's in the people. It's in the system itself. And that's not going to change with some fucking movement to go ahead and, I don't know, get people to start making families. Because, again, the system's fucked up. There's all this fucking debt. It's just breaking down. There's nothing to save. I mean, if you can save yourself, more power to you. Get the fuck out of here and go. Go. Just do it. I don't know what the fuck you're waiting for. But the reality, the fact of the matter is, I don't know why there's always supposed to be camouflage for you, like every fucking game. Motherfuckers made me lose my train of thought.
Hostile creatures are coming from a nearby nest. We should go there and clear it out.
Oh shit. Damn. Run.
Wind speed is returning back to typical values. Wind turbine
Getting jiggy with it. No. Getting jiggy with it.
That's
What's going on?
Yeah, I was waiting for Will Smith to show up. I don't know what's going on. I sent him an email.
Clean your teeth, brush your hair, respect your mom.
Right? It's like back when rap was rap. It was the happy rap. It was the good. It's like, shut up. Nobody, because when they talk about music, it's like how much music was just all about fucking. And that's what they were like, yeah, this is our jams. And I'm like, yeah, but I mean, I know you think the kids are stupid and they don't know what's going on, but that song is clearly about fucking. So, yeah, I don't know. People are just, they're so full of shit. But no, I was, before I got distracted by some cloaked assassins trying to kill me in this goddamn game I should be playing.
Oh, you got Assassin's Creed, are you?
No, I'm just playing Riftbreaker, and there's these units that are, I don't know if they're animals, but they cloak, you're invisible, and they just run at you like in a group, trying to kill you.
Give me a look. You stream it?
Yeah, man.
Oh, I gotta get a YouTube to watch. Okay.
Oh shit! Let me know. I got you. Hold on. Let me. Forgot to put it on. Where am I at?
Make me
right
have
here?
to work for it.
No,
Shit.
no. Here
Jeez.
you go. So there. Let me. There it goes. Yeah, I didn't have it there. Whoosh. And so. Fuck! I forgot my point. I forgot the train of thought I was going on. So essentially, I was just talking about self-reliance, fostering independence, manipulation,
Warning.
the far-gone system we find ourselves in because, I don't know, like, some people, they still don't, well, a lot of people don't, it's not, I'm not going to say they don't know, I'll say they'd rather just not acknowledge what's happening. And how
Ignorance is bliss.
No, ignorance will get you killed. That's
Yeah, we know that.
So they can be as bliss as they want. They're fucking corpses.
It's like, have you ever actually thought about, like, you know how some kids are like, they put their head under their blanket and shit, and it's like, there's no boogeyman under there. It's like, have you ever actually thought about the consequences if there actually is a fucking boogeyman under there?
Oh, you're dead.
You may as well just pull your pants down and say, fuck me right now.
Yeah, because they're dead. That's yeah, there's nothing else to it. Like, you're dead.
Like, oh, that was a good strategy. Shit. That was a good strategy. That got me way out of trouble.
I don't know where. See, the weird thing is, if you think about it, and it has to be that some humans just they go with that strategy, and that's what they just stick with. Because it doesn't. There's no way in fuck that could make sense to do that. Like you shouldn't be alive. Like people who, because if it was an actual gene, right? If it was an actual, that shouldn't be passed on. That should be gone.
Yeah.
But the fact that it is means that it's probably just a way that people, I don't know, just something they just end up doing. Like either you're gonna fight or flight. Either you're gonna try to ignore the threat, or you're gonna decide that it needs to actively be engaged. And I don't know. That's just there's no
Warning.
good or
Hostile
bad
creatures
to
are
it. It
coming
just
from a
kind of
nearby
just
nest.
is.
We should go there and clear it out.
And yeah, it's to each their
Oh, there you
own.
are.
Honestly, I'm kind of on the camp of let them die. And it's like, yeah, but what if it's you? I'm like, well, then it's probably my fucking time. That's all it is.
Yeah, but the thing is they say that, and it's like, yeah, if it was me, no one would give a fuck either. So what's your point?
Yeah, thank you. Like, holy shit. There have been times, like, I've pretty much almost died. And I remember one time, randomly, one dude helped me out. That was awesome. But I'm like, all right, cool. But I have a feeling that wasn't something that he wanted to do.
Yeah, I'm very quick to make a point of saying, look, man, I really appreciate that, man, but I got to go on my way now, and this is something that I do appreciate lots, but thank you, I'm on my way, because at that point, it's like, okay, what is this guy bargaining for? What is the exchange here is expecting to have happen? Because I was kind of fine either way. Like, he just kind of inserted himself into that situation to assist me. Either way, like, I'm kind of fine. It just, something had to happen. Something's going to happen regardless. You know what I mean? Like, it's concerning. Especially in the times that we live in.
To get to some detail about it, I was basically drowning. And the chick who I was with at the time, her ex-boyfriend, saved me from drowning.
Right.
Well, other motherfuckers didn't even realize I was drowning. They thought I was doing a joke or some shit. I don't know what the fuck that was.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah.
So that's why I'm
that's awkward.
Yeah, that's why I'm sitting here like, I kind of feel like he didn't want to do that, but it's one of those things where, hey, everybody's looking. I might as well save this motherfucker. And yeah, it's like, oh, black guy drowning. Isn't that hilarious? It's like, yeah, they thought it was too. That's why they were sitting there laughing. But yeah, so shit like that, it's like, all right, cool, thanks, but it is what it is. You know what I mean?
I normally do take away their validation and gaslight them. I usually be like, dude, why did you do that, man? You could have let me die, you stupid fuck. What were you thinking? Now I'm gonna fuck your mum.
Ew, no, his mom, yeah.
Nah.
No, yeah, but black women look like shit.
Yeah, I know. We all know that ain't happening, but, you got to hit them in the feels. Smash them right in the feels.
Not really. Honestly, that's the thing. I kind of noticed, like, I don't really have a lot of problem with other people, but it's just that dynamic of men, since we're threats and competition, that other men immediately will have a problem with you. And you just have to deal with it accordingly.
We should go there and clear it out.
Which, I don't know, I don't trip about it.
Yeah. I know, there's a lot of projection in that. That's the worst part about it all, man, especially when you're dealing with simps and blue pill guys. There's a lot of projection and the assumption that you're on the same agenda, you're on the same trajectory and want the same things, and sometimes you gotta, like, really go to a lot of trouble to explain to motherfuckers. It's like, no, man, I'm really not interested in whatever it is you got going on, this women thing or this fucking alpha pretend wannabe gangster shit, whatever it is. I'm really not playing that game, man. I'm not interested. And then they'll be like, he's trying to trick me. It's like, no, I'm not. But
it's 4D
whatever.
chess. I've seen this before. Like, no, this isn't 4D chess. I'm just trying not to have to kill you. That's literally where this is going. Like, there's a lot of people I'm looking at. I'm like, hey, you can make it real easy to not die. And it's just like, they just like a hell bent. And one of the reminders is because of the environment. This environment basically rewards this type of, well, basically the system pretty much empowers the weak. So
Yeah.
if you're weak, you don't have you basically benefit from being a complete asshole. You do not benefit from not. Like it makes no sense for you not to be. Which a lot of people still go off the mentality. They think it's like the old school rules and shit. And I'm like, not really. Because it depends what your goal is. So if you don't really, like, let's say your goal is just, you know, I don't know, maybe you just don't care about living that much. You're just like, I'm ready to die now. I don't give a shit.
Power shortages. Connect
Cool.
with power plants.
You can go right ahead. You could play by the old rules and do all that shit. But in the current system, dealing with aggressive men is pretty fucking easy. The system pretty much
Are you
specializes.
getting any background? Are you getting background noise from me at the moment, bro?
No. Was there background?
You're not hearing a radio or anything like that? Any in the background?
I don't think so.
Okay, no, that's cool. I'm just checking.
Base
Just checking. That's all right. I'm using NVIDIA Broadcast to filter out some background noise and shit, but sometimes it lets some slip through. But that's all good as long as it's not fucking up your shit. It's all good. But
an energy
yeah, what were we
conversion
saying?
restored.
Fucking competition or something? Fucking.
God damn it. I gotta attack all my buildings all the way to the other side of town.
Tower destroyed.
But no, I was saying, fuck. I don't remember what I was saying. Something about competition. Oh, no. So, yeah, in this current environment, a lot of guys still like to try to play by the old rules of, you know, bigger, stronger, kick your ass, all that shit. And I'm like, yeah, but...
Well, that's in our DNA, man. That's why. Like, that's part of fucking, you know, thousands of years of our fucking culture and history and shit. So I understand why they have a predisposition to defaulting back to that, thinking that's how shit is. But yeah, and you said it before, like, now I know we're at the conversation, I remember now. Yeah, but their brains basically aren't updating with the modern information of the environment that we're living in, the situation we're living in this day and age. So like there's this proclivity to, you know, protect and provide and to, you know, attack the bad men and shit, but it's like, look, we don't live in that world anymore, dude. The who is and isn't the bad guy, man, is very fucking grey. It's deliberately been made very fucking confusing and very obscure to be able to work out who that is. And sometimes, you know, well, most times it's actually fucking dead set fucking wrong. I mean, otherwise you wouldn't end up with, you know, Jeffrey Epstein and Harvey Weinsteins in the world, man. You know what I mean? Like, so yeah, they're wrong. And unfortunately, I think it's the world's that complex of the situation we're in, that their brains just go, you know what, you know, that's a lot of thinking and shit. So I'm defaulting back to this thing, which is more natural, more biological, you know. And it's like, yeah, but guess what, the world's changed, man, and that just ain't gonna work.
Yeah, and it's hard for them to really, I guess, reconcile with that shit, because it's easier. It's a lot easier to just go on, especially what feels good and feels natural. And so when you can't, and now you're stuck to develop a new way of doing things, a new way of being, there's a lot of resentment and strife on whatever you perceive to be making you do that.
Yeah.
Which, it is what it is. Again, that's why that saying exists, because it's actually true. It's not the biggest and strongest or smartest, it's the most adaptable. Understand your surroundings and adjust to it. It's just like, I remember somebody asked me that question. They're like, all right, so what your ideas, what if your ideas and reality clash? I'm like, well, then my ideas are wrong. They get abandoned. That's it. And I don't know what they were expecting from me, because I don't know if I come off
well, because it's supposed to be, you know, a trait of, you know, your strength of will and determination to stick to what you believe and to force the world around you to change. And it's like, oh, that's a big mistake. That's a fucking huge mistake if you think that's how it works. You think, and good luck with that. You know, you may fucking think that it's going to make you big and tough when you win that battle of you against the world. But I've got some bad news for you, man.
Yeah, that's not what's going to happen. at all. Like you're gonna
get destroyed.
Yeah, you're gonna get your shit pushed in actually royally fucking bad. So it's probably in your best interest to develop a different strategy of being.
At least shut the fuck up for now until you get your shit together. At least shut the fuck up.
Yes. Young dudes learn it the hardest way, which we've all been there. I remember there was one guy I was telling him, I'm like, hey, you need to understand the dynamics of certain things in life and society and shit like that. And you need to understand if you're in a situation where somebody else has authority over you, then you need to act accordingly. And you have to let a lot of pride and shit go. Because at that point, it's about whoever's making the rules and what you can do to get the fuck out of that situation.
Yep.
None of that shit. He didn't understand any of that and proceeded immediately to do all of the things to make life
well, because
harder
because their brain defaults back to the shit where they think it's a competition between men to get the bitches. In his mind, he thinks that you're psychologically getting him to lower his guard. You're fooling him into a situation where you'll basically he's going to be the one to, you know, let you win. You're going to win effortlessly. And that's the hardest thing is trying to reach a lot of people, man, is that because we live in this fucking sick, fucked up fucking world of manipulation and bullshit, you know, you can't really get anyone to listen anyway because they're not sure if it's a trap, if it's baiting, if it's fucking... This is why communication breaks down, especially amongst men, is for this very reason, man. They're not sure what your intent is.
You can't...
What do you...
That's the thing. Since you can't read minds, you can never be sure what somebody's actual intent is. That's literally that's the reason why we do things like risk assessments and shit. That's why you have like these little things that you try to put people through, or our mind tries to find these little patterns and all this shit. They're no surefire shit, but they're literally just supposed to help. To help sort of give an assessment, like how much of a risk is this person? Like, what is the likelihood of them doing this? Now, will you actually know through that criteria that you put? No, you won't. You won't. You don't know shit's gonna go wrong until it's already gone. Until it's already there. Like that's when you'll know.
Yep.
So, again, I get it. Humans were emotional first, logical, possibly. Like,
yep.
Hopefully. It just is what it is. Is it annoying as shit? You damn right. It's annoying as hell, but there's nothing else to do about it. Is this shit not? Man,
I wish I had the patience to play games these days, man. Fuck. Most times I'll sit down and play Minecraft for 30 minutes. And then I'll just be like, no, this is annoying me. I don't know why. Maybe I'm just getting old.
I mean, if it's just... No. I mean, I get it. Some things are just... They're not... What the fuck? Oh. Okay, so that shit's still not done yet. No, I get it. I don't know. I think this is just something. It's something for me to do while I'm just randomly rambling about shit.
Yeah, I know. You do you, bro. Oh, you do you. I don't want to devalidate your life decisions, bro. But fucking... Yeah, I just wish I could enjoy games the way I used to a lot. I guess it's just one of those things you're getting old, isn't it? Some things you used to enjoy more. Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna devalue him. He needs to be out there being like Guile. Come a family man. Sonic Boom. Sonic Boom, a bitch.
Guile isn't a family man. Guile doesn't have a family.
Oh, shit.
How did you not know that?
Let's assume with the hair and the glasses. That's typical attire and whatnot.
No, he was... Because it was weird. He was in the military, so you thought they would have made him married. Because that would have been... That's a typical, like, trope. But no. No marriage, no nothing.
He was married to Nash. That's how we're gonna write that off, you know.
Oh, come on, you gotta shave. Oh, clearly he's a homosexual. Clearly.
Ah, fine, you win, you win.
Yeah, he was an American man. He was all on the. He was married to America.
Well, no, there was a point where
So,
you could just be a single dude who isn't gay and just does shit, but that time is over. Like, that's not a thing anymore. Somehow everybody's fucking homosexual for some reason. Don't know what the fuck happened.
Could be something in the water.
I don't.
Gingerbread cookies in the water. I don't know.
But it's stupid because you can look at the numbers and it's like, hey, gay people don't really exist. It's like, oh, you think they're imaginary? I'm like, no. When I look at the numbers compared to like the vast population, they don't fucking really exist. They're not there. They're such a small. Yeah, they're such a small fucking amount. Like they don't mean anything. Yeah, we're supposed to pretend like they're just this huge ass part. Just I don't know. It's so fucking like, oh my god, their neighborhoods are so. What neighborhood? Like,
well, see, those motherfuckers that are quick, for the first ones that are quick to run around and act like they need to jump to the defense, it makes me wonder, it's like, well, 40, 50 years ago, were you the same guys that were, like, bashing up these gays? Because
Probably.
you kind of seem to be the types of people that are quick to jump on a bandwagon to fucking have an excuse to be fucking douchebags. And back then, that's who that guy was. That's who they were. They were the ones that were bashing their heads in. So I'm just kind of wondering. just asking the question.
It's got to be something like that because it doesn't make sense. It's like, come on, man. That shit has nothing to do with a lot of stuff, and yet here they are every fucking time. That's why I kind of thought it was weird, like especially in the manosphere for that time. I'm like, I get why it came up because for like men have been programmed that if you don't have a woman's approval or validation, or you're not actively pursuing a woman, then you're not masculine. You're not an actual man. That's basically that's how that has went for like the longest time. It's in the culture. It's not going anywhere. Like that's a lot of guys are. It's just how they're gonna be.
Yeah.
And so of course I could see where that comes in because now you got dudes
going to rain.
talking about their freedom that has nothing to deal with placating or serving a woman. So that throws them. That throws immediately the programming kicks in. Like, I'm not being a real man. How could I do this to my mother? Oh my god.
This rain is harmless to our base, but it decreases solar panel efficiency until it stops.
The fuck is it saying? Okay, now it's back up. I'll go here.
You know, nobody's a man until a woman says so. Those are the rules.
Yeah, actually, legit, that's supposed to be the rules. Yeah, that you're not a man until a woman said so. And I was like, all right, cool. And then I just went and got an F on my driver's license, and none of that shit applied to me anymore.
Now, none of you's a man because I say so, because I'm a woman.
Yep, that's it. Y'all bitches, all of y'all, come over to my sleepover. We'll make s'mores and do bath. I don't know. There's no sleepover. Everything's online now. Right. I forgot.
It is pretty.
I forgot my point. Forgot what the fuck I was even talking about.
It doesn't really matter.
It doesn't. We're all dead in the end.
Yeah.
Well, I have the magic jar of dirt, so I might be fine. Maybe.
Oh, possibly.
You know.
All right,
this
so
way, you know, you gotta.
go
ahead.
ahead.
You go.
No, so I was just gonna. All right, one of us needs to choose.
Okay. Okay. Take one of us to go. Okay. I just wanted to say you gotta enjoy life too.
Hostile creatures
A certain-
from a nearby nest.
You have to find a way to enjoy life, and the problem is too many people rely on other people for their happiness, and that they're always gonna be disappointed. It's quite sad, really. I mean, most of us should have grown out of such a thing in high school, but there's people 40, 50 years old, sometimes even older. And if you close your eyes and just listen to them, you could just swear they're almost like.
You assume too much,
crazy.
sir. You think most people grow out of external validation after high school?
They should,
They
to some
don't.
degree, maybe
No.
not completely.
No, not at all. That's how you get all these people following along and norming conforming all over the goddamn place. That's that because they're still on
Oh,
that
yeah.
path. That the need for external validation, the need to be part of the group, part of the crowd, that's still there. They're still heavily invested in that part of their identity. That didn't go anywhere.
So they want to be one of the popular kids. Awesome.
Yeah, that's why I'm sitting here like, where are you? What people are you talking? What humans have you been around?
I don't know. I'm not really a human kind of guy, but I try. Sometimes I throw some. Now some people go to the park and they feed the birds. I'm the kind of guy that goes and just throws tiny baked goods on the ground, see what human picks it up. Like, oh, there it is. A rare specimen.
Creatures coming from a nearby nest.
I mean, hell, people are gonna. I mean, come on. People are already identifying.
Well, it's probably a good way to get
cats.
fucking homeless people to get gather in a group.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, people don't want to grow up because the world that we're living in now, it's something that, like, I think everybody in some level knows that it's too fucked up, it's too complicated. Oh, you got to fix that echo, bro.
This.
You got to fix that echo, bro.
think
I hate hearing my own voice. I apologise to anybody listening to this that has to listen to my voice. I hate it too. Trust me. It's okay.
Yep, it's better. I think
We'll find out. But yeah, people don't want to grow up, man. That's all it is. Growing up means committing to being responsible, and nobody wants to be that. They want that to be someone else's job. They just want to play and have fun.
Yeah, and which is,
Well, yeah.
to me, it's annoying because it's like, hey, you're just gonna use the government to enslave the shit out of me. You're like, no, we're not. You just hate women. It's like, all right. And what do? They use the government to enslave the shit out of me. Every goddamn time.
And then all the men fight amongst themselves to make sure it's somebody else that's the one that gets enslaved and not them.
Which, yeah. And it's funny as shit because it's like, hey, you realize you're in this, like, you're a slave too. It's like, I'm the better slave. It's like, yeah, we're fucked.
You know the old saying. You know the old saying goes, "You're never alone in hell." I mean,
Yeah, yeah. That's a very accurate saying. That is true. You don't get to go to hell by yourself. It's not how it works. So, and yeah, they will fight to be the better slave. So it's like, yep.
that's their own fault, you know. If they want to be used, they get used. I mean, my whole thing about it, I'm not hating people for doing what they want to do. If a person feels like, you know, they need to be surrounded by like a million other kin, okay, fine. It's an admirable thing to a certain degree. It's just, there's not going to be much left. People think too in the moment, and when certain things are being taught, it just is doomed to fail. So they're running in a flame and circle just as much as everybody else. It's like one person a ghost, another person is a spirit, and the ghost is making fun of the spirit. I'm a ghost, you're a spirit, I'm somehow different. Like, just completely different. Every conceivable way. You know, it's just really, really hilarious to me. I mean, I just imagine I'm gonna get old as shit or something one day and I think I'll just do the Kratos thing, just start throw the axe in the ground. Boy, axe. Just one word liners and everything. That's how kids are gonna have to learn. But all the adults are too busy being kids, and then the only functioning adult is too damn old and seeing I don't know what the fuck's going on, so fuck it.
All right, I need to stop playing this game because it takes too long to do anything in it.
Oi.
What is
Axe.
it again?
What?
What are you playing?
I was playing Rift Breaker, but I'm gonna just put on Borderlands.
Oh, that's what it is. Oh, it fucking looks like bloody a few other games that pretty much are exactly the same.
Well, it would make sense to copy that style. A lot of people actually like that game.
Yep.
All right, let me. Also, I put in. I organized my meme folder. There's a shit ton of memes in there now in the slideshow. It's not just 3 on repeat.
Oh, nice.
I know,
Very
yeah.
classy.
It's crazy. I'll be right back.
Alpha shit, bro. Well, don't leave me with the only motherfucker here. I ain't got much to say. I've been too busy doing me. trying to deal with this bullshit fucking world that we're living in. Trying to tell motherfuckers, don't about coronavirus, it ain't gonna kill you, it's gonna be the fucking government that's gonna fucking kill you. Here we are, everything's fucked up, everything's getting dear as fuck. Oh well, what do you do? You know, I mean, shit. Give it another 2-3 years, man, well, it's gonna be in a pretty bad place. Everyone's going to start to crank things up, because one thing that's happened, you know, in the last couple of decades is everyone's gotten more and more greedy, more and more exposed to how rich people live, and more fucking desperation to want to be just like them. And as we hit inflation, the hyperinflation, with that collective psychological approach, like everything's going to get dear, man. People are going to be like, oh, I have to pay more for this. Well, I'm going to charge more for that, and I'm going to charge more for me. And before you know it, everything's unaffordable. Everyone wants $10,000 to get out of bed. Everyone wants $10,000 to wipe their ass. That's how the fucking economy. That's how an economy just falls flat on its ass, man. Like, everyone's so spoiled, so selfish, and then you got hyperinflation on top of that. You watch this go sideways, man. You watch it come fucking crumbling down. They're like, but I need to, man. Everything's so expensive. I need to charge more. And it's like, cool, man. Well, I ain't paying that.
Well, let's say
gonna be crazy.
Standard of living and a lot of things that we find ourselves that we enjoyed for a long time are just going to go. A lot of people are going to be dead, like a lot of fucking people. And you know what? Everything's okay with that. This is just how it works. So, I mean, it's not really much to. People can bitch and moan and they could do all whatever, but we asked for this. Like, again, the consequences a person receives, they ask for by their actions. Like, it doesn't matter if it was implicit or explicit. The fact is, you chose that route, so that's what you're gonna get. Just is how it is. And as far as, people but no, I will point, so everyone with their fucking envy of the rich and all this shit and the weird ass stuff, so everybody wants to be like the more elite and shit like that, and there's no gratitude for shit. They don't enjoy it. It's really fucking disgusting. Because it's
designed to keep people on the treadmill, man. That's what it is. You get people on that plantation of, one day that can be you. You can be rich too, man. And if people don't believe that, then they don't try harder. They don't put up with bullshit that rich people, get away with. The whole thing is hinging on people's greed, not greed, but jealousy and unfulfilled desire, and their desperation to want to be something that they're not. And it's like, look, man, there's a reason why there's only 1% of the world that's fucking the elites and the rich and the wealthy. You ain't going to be allowed to be part of that club. Don't ever think that working hard will get you to where you want to go. Working hard, for the most part, is something you'll have to do to avoid being somewhere where you don't want to be, for most people.
Yep, that's exactly how it is. And a lot of people, they I don't give a fuck what they got to say. It's just truth. It's just how it is, and you have to learn to deal with it and adjust accordingly. So if you don't want, like you said, to be in a place you don't want to be, you don't want really horrible outcomes, then you better do the things that it takes to not deal with that. Which doesn't guarantee you're not going to be there. Like, the truth is, you can do circumstances that just line up to fuck you over. It happens all the time to people. The thing is, you just have to be resilient and try not to kill yourself.
Yep.
Which in itself,
just keep on that grind.
Which, honestly, if you wanted to kill yourself, do it. I'm not going to stop you.
I don't promote it or recommend it.
Well, I'm not going to stop you. I don't believe in taking somebody's freedom away to make that decision. You gotta lock them up in a thing and drug them up? Nah, if they want to go that route.
Oh, I was muted. Yeah, no, I agree, bro. I agree. You know, like at the end of the day, like if you're going to believe in people's right to freely choose to do what they want with themselves and their life, you have to be okay with that. You know, it's freedom is it's all okay or it's not okay. Like there's no in between.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm okay with that. I don't promote it, I don't encourage it, but fucking at the end of the day, do what you want to do, man. If you just make sure it's something that you want to fucking do. Don't do it because you want someone else to know or feel or it's just do it for you, for fuck's sake, man. Most people when they kill themselves, the vast majority of them, they'll learn, teach them, they'll miss me. Like, no, they won't, bro.
Yeah, that's not that never happens. I don't know why they think that's what happened, because it's never what happened. And also, yeah, a lot of that, I forgot what that quote was by somebody, and it's that basically your misery is mainly all in your head.
Yep.
So which through life, a lot of us has felt that. You feel that a lot of that shit is in your head. Like when a lot of the pain and the stress goes away, or maybe you just get some fucking sleep, those thoughts, they seem to just go away. A lot of that shit just is wound up stress from yourself. All right, and shoot the barrel.
This is number 3, isn't it?
Nope, this is Tiny Tina's. Where basically it's like Dungeons and Dragons with Borderlands.
Oh, okay.
I think I have 3. Just nobody plays it. Nobody has that shit. Nobody plays anything. I got these games, nobody plays them. So it's like shit. I just end up. I don't know why I got them.
It's weird, isn't it? When they say diversity is strength, it's almost like as if when they diversified the sheer number and magnitude of games that were available to play, like it just made playing something where it's like, meh. New game, meh.
Well, look at what abundance does to people. Like more, it is. So the value goes down essentially. So there can still be enjoyment had, but it'll be dependent on how you get enjoyment from it. So do you like? I get enjoyment from the actual game, like playing the game, like I am right now. Just play, and I like the mechanics, like the gameplay of it. That's why I can just mute it. I don't. Some people said they didn't like this game because it had some woke shit or something. One, I realized that about myself. I don't pay attention to the stories of the games, like ever. I'm actually more worried about the gameplay. So I probably won't care. Borderlands 3 I didn't like because the gameplay wasn't that great. It should have been good. It wasn't good. It was actually, the gameplay was somewhat, it seemed like it was for a while, then I forgot what it was, but it just started going real arcadey. And I'm like, alright, fuck this shit. Because I wanted to play Borderlands because of Borderlands. I liked 1, like 2, pre-sequel. So of course, that's what I'm looking for. It's like more story with the same shit. It's like, oh, you humans just want the same stuff. It's like, yep, actually, yeah, I do.
Yeah, that food tasted good. I wouldn't mind some more.
Yep. So that's actually, yeah, and so that's why I found this, and I also got the other one too. And yeah, it's literally just Borderlands. That's it. Like,
the art style is definitely Borderlands straight away.
Yeah, and so just. So yeah, that's basically just ignore the story and just got him.
You have to in life, bro. Like everything's gonna be fucking somewhat perverted or corrupted or fucking, you know. So at some point you got to turn a blind eye to the shit you don't like. I mean, you could boycott things and whatever if you like. That's fine, you know. Like that's what I've done with women. Shit, boycotted the fuck out of them. But at the end of the day, man, you've got to you know, decide whether or not you're willing to
boycott,
die on that hill.
When the term boycott, what is that actually supposed to mean? Is that supposed to mean like an open protest against, or just non-participation?
Non-participation in protest of.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Basically.
Right. Damn it! I got my way.
I mean, I'm wrong. I'm probably just throwing fucking darts in the dark here, but I'd guess that that's what it is. more or less. I don't know.
I mean, yeah, honestly, that's one thing I kind of. I don't know where a lot of people get the idea that it kind of matters how much you participate in a lot of shit, because it really doesn't. It matters so much in as the results you get in your life, but in the grand scheme of things, it's not that much. And I know they like to use that every drop counts type shit, but you're not changing.
It doesn't.
Hmm?
It doesn't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, it has to be made up of drops for you to have, a cup of water. But at the same time, nobody's gonna miss a drop. A drop ain't gonna fucking turn the tides.
No, not at all. That's why it's better just to make yourself scarce and move the fuck on from that shit.
Yeah, that's it.
Cause no, I didn't have to apply anything. I don't even have any other fucking guns. Ain't this a bitch?
The thing I used to not like about Borderlands, how things would randomly go from being far away to right up in your face really fucking quick. I didn't like that about it. You'd be fighting some enemies and they'd be like, what would be a couple 100 yards away, and then within 2 fucking seconds they're fucking on top of you, punching your head in.
Yeah.
Holy fucking hell. Too much, too quick. Slow down, motherfuckers. Shit.
It's like Serious Sam, though. Serious Sam is like that, too. Because they just have the hordes of enemies just show up out of nowhere and just start fucking you up.
Yeah, that was a game I never got to play. I know it was popular.
No, they made a few more.
Yep.
And honestly, it's not that fun. Not for me. I tried playing a little bit, but I was like, oh shit, fuck this.
What was the other one from that era? Ratchet and Clank? That was another one, wasn't it?
PlayStation 2. That was, a lot of people were really into that.
Yeah. I didn't get it. I had a mate of mine who was right into it, but at that time I was full simping, bro. I was occupied by my dick, so yeah.
I lived around a lot of black people, so my shit got stolen. So it is what it is.
Oh shit.
That's how that shit works, especially when your family's like black pieces of shit. And I know somebody hearing me like, oh, you're racist against... No, not really. It's just that when those are the people who have that culture, that mindset, when that's what the majority of them, then you sort of just like, oh, that kind of sucks. What happens is that ethnicity, mentioning that ethnicity becomes sort of
what the fuck?
A synonym for whatever culture you're trying to identify.
Yeah.
And that's what that is. So basically that slave morality, that bitter, envious, ignorant, inverse of whatever works, that's the majority of black people. Now, are there white people like that? You damn right there are. There are people of all races like that. That shit is pretty prevalent right now. And it's pretty fucking disturbing how prevalent it is. And it's only getting worse.
It's just a misplaced sense of entitlement, man. Everybody's fucking... This ties back to the fact that, what we were talking about before with this jealousy and envy that everyone has of being rich and desperately wanting to fucking be rich. I mean, one of the most popular songs in Australia for a long time was that fucking terrible song, I Want to Be a Millionaire. And it's like, that's such a terrible song. It's not even like a C-grade fucking song, but everyone was infatuated with it because they were just like, yeah, that's me, man. Oh, yeah, it's talking about me. And it's like, fucking hell, are you vain and envious enough yet? Or is there a new low that you can go to become more of a scummier human?
I haven't reached my limits yet. I haven't tapped into my potential.
I will become more powerful than you could possibly imagine.
Yeah, you don't know. You don't know how big of a piece of shit I could become. I've yet to show you my true power level.
But that's the way the system's designed, man. It's the only thing that keeps the system we have running, man, is this people believing that they can have their white picket fence, people believing that they can be rich, people believing that they can be famous and popular. And everyone fucking believes it, and everyone buys into it. And then when they realize it's not true, they get angry, they get cranky, they get upset. And it's like, do you really want to set yourself up to be like this? I mean, I don't mean to be all fucking, Buddhist monk fucking about all this shit, man. I'm not telling you to give up all your worldly possessions, but fucking just get real, man. Fucking get real.
Well, like you just pointed out, if you do that, then there's a lot of shit that can't sustain itself anymore. So if a lot of people actually go down to the realization, like, hey, if you want to understand, like they talk about with women, they talk about, like, dudes say this shit with women all the time, but somehow magically, it's that weird thing, like, why you guys always talk about women? Well, for some reason, a lot of you motherfuckers can't understand anything unless you have that point of reference. So they'll talk about, like, with women, I saw a video, it was like a little clip or something, and this dude was like, hey ladies, you're always saying all this shit, and the average guy makes about, like, around 50K or some shit like that, right? And so he's like, yeah, and here you are, not even just an average woman asking for a dude who makes, like, more than that or something. I can't remember the whole point, but basically it was like telling them to be realistic about their expectations of life. But then a lot of these dudes
Oh, that would have hurt them.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, that's not gonna. But it's like, how many of you motherfuckers are like going broke and getting fucked up with like taking money out to do like investment schemes and shit like that in crypto and everything?
Yeah, can I get a show of hands of anyone who's filed for bankruptcy? And guarantee you, mate, most of the world puts their hand up.
Because they're again
a big chunk of them, anyway.
Because they want people to be realistic when it comes to things that that benefit them. But other than that, no. So if it's going to benefit them for women to be realistic, which, whatever.
Yeah, that's a good point. No, I see what you're saying. That's a good point, actually. Yeah.
It's just like, holy shit.
Mm.
You can't just have it one way and then say fuck it with everything else. Because again, a lot of dudes don't want to point out, like when it comes down to they want to point out the hypocrisy of women. They do it with politics too, right and left, and like hypocrisy. I'm like, look in the fucking mirror. One, all humans are hypocritical.
Yeah.
I hate how everybody tries to act like that's not the case. I'm like, no, that truly is the fucking case. We all know that.
Yeah, well, it's like when you're walking up slowly to kill a pig and the pig's trying to run away from you and you're like, no, just hold still, calm down, be good, it's all good, pig, it's all good, there you go, as you stick a knife into its neck. But in the meantime, you're like, please don't kill me while I'm trying to kill you, pig. I mean, that's hypocritism 101, isn't it? Like,
yep, that's human shit right there.
Yeah.
So that's why, well, one of the things that, for me personally, especially as I'm getting older, people's words mean less and less. Like, I can understand when they, like, again, so when you're talking to someone, right, and so after a while you get it, you know, you're like, all right, this person actually, they're speaking to me, we're actually having a conversation, they're human, blah, blah, blah. But when it comes down to a lot of people, like the normies I deal with at work and shit like that, or some random motherfucker I meet, I realize their words a lot of times don't really hold much weight, because the moment that you go into actually defining terms and you go to really trying to get set on what you're conversating about, a lot of the bullshit really starts. God damn. Alright. Yeah, a lot of the
pretty
bullshit
cool enemies
really
in that.
Yeah, like random fucking skeletons just popping up.
Yeah, no, it's fucking pretty cool game. It kind of reminds me a little bit of what was that comical fucking one where you were like the skeleton dude on PlayStation 1 and you were running around and shit? Fucking what was that skeleton one where he had like the weird eye and
I know
it
what
was
you're
real
talking
cartoony?
about. Shit, what was the name of that? And you were actually bringing out one that I don't think a lot of people even remember or know about that one.
It was a good game.
No, I know what you're talking about. I'm trying to remember what the fuck the name of that was.
Anybody in chat know what's going on?
There's a what chat? What? There's no
I
chat.
don't know.
Yeah, there's no chat. I don't know if there was. I never check it. There's nobody there.
No, I don't. I don't either.
But no. What was the name? I know what you're talking about. I can't remember that name of the game, but it was for PlayStation. Shit. I'm not gonna remember the name, so I'm just gonna let it go.
No, I'm not gonna let it go. I'm gonna Google it.
Or that.
Let's just go with random search terms. Cartoon-ish PS1 game skeletons. That'll work. Probably not, but try it. Images. Images will make it easier, because I'm a bit lazy. Medieval.
Oh yeah, that was it.
Yeah. Medieval. Anyway, where were we before I fucking retracted, ejected from the conversation?
Oh, I was just saying that as I get older, I realize people's words don't really.
Oh
mean that
yes.
much.
And it
Yeah.
gets hard to communicate, doesn't it? Like when you're at that point where like people start talking and it's like Charlie Brown. It's just like wah 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 wah. It's like, yeah, I know you're talking, man, but none of that sunk in, man. Can you repeat yourself? I'm trying to listen, but it's my brain doesn't give a fuck about your words anymore.
Well, no, because you find out that a lot of it's filler. A lot of it's bullshit. That they're not. It's like if somebody's coming there and they're supposed to be telling you some information that's important for a task to be done. They don't want to just do that. No. There's got to be a bunch of other shit that goes along with it, and it comes around from this point where they want to see how much benefit they can get out of that interaction besides whatever the initial point, the initial objective behind the contact was. They've got to turn it into something more.
Well, I think it's a way of they're making sure that it's not about the content or the subject matter. It's about them, and it's about their feelings, and they're humanized. And yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's narcissism. People just can't help but smear their feels all over everything. But yeah, no, I noticed that too. It's just like, dude, cut to the fucking chase, man. I'm a busy man. Fucking cut to the fucking chase.
But you know what worries me about that is mentally, in their heads, do they not see themselves as fucking human? What do they...
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it?
Yeah, because they need it from someone else. To feel human, someone else has to let them know they're human. Someone has to make them feel human. And I'm just sitting here, so what does that mean for yourself? Like
Low
mentally.
self-esteem.
Yeah, it probably doesn't exist, is what it sounds like.
Yeah, low self-esteem's way bigger of an issue societally. Fucking a lot of people fucking know or acknowledge, eh? Like I see it all the time, bro. And it's part of the reason why there's people out there that want to beat people down who are confident and assertive, because they're like, no, I don't feel that way. I don't have the confidence in myself or belief in myself. How dare you? You are nothing. I think I'm more important than you, because I'm fucking got some weird fucked up narcissistic view of the world. And how dare you be the type of person that I can't be because I'm fucking living in fear? No.
That's completely self-inflicted. They can do, like, if you wanted to change, if they wanted to change whatever, they could do it. They just don't want to. Which again, that is all like a personal value judgment. You're basically saying the cost I'd have to pay for this difference, I don't want to pay it. That's it. Which again, nothing's wrong with that. That's 100% a personal decision. It's like you see those dudes who are like yoked up as shit all the time, which is like, this is the easiest reference. You could do that. You could do that. You might not be on their level, but you're going to be like whatever version your body allows you to be of that. You could do that shit. But the cost to do that at their level is high as shit. Like that's what they do. That's all the time. That's all they do is that. Do you want to always just do that? Like that's what they do all the time. It's like, what, that? Yeah, that. It's like you see those little videos and shit they're making at the gym and shit? That's because all they do is spend their time there doing that.
Yeah, it has to be important to everyone else, because otherwise they're wasting their time, because they're only doing it for the validation.
Well, let them. That doesn't mean you have to do it.
No, but those types of people are so fucking annoying. They're often the most useless people in the workplace. If you ever got to work with those types of people that are that vapid and shallow and shit, yeah, they're so fucking hopeless to deal with, man. Fuck, they're hopeless.
Goddamn skeletons murdering the shit out of me.
Fight for your life, that's every day, nigga. Shit.
Yeah, but no, yeah, that shit. So, yeah, crabs in the bucket. That's some legit shit. That's real.
Yeah, it
completely
is
real.
big time, and it's getting worse.
Oh hell yeah! Especially as things start to get worse, that's people gonna turn that up. Cause how dare you not be, I don't know, at position they believe you should be, which is below them, which lets you know how a lot of people think, where they think
Mm.
that everybody should be below them and shit. It's like, all right, who the fuck do you think you are? That's weird.
Yeah,
But it
yeah,
is
it's
what it
getting
is.
crazy out there, bro.
Oh well, good. This is, I mean, nobody's tripping if everything's going how it's supposed to. It's supposed to be getting bad. You know, things are gonna prices things, which is funny. So a lot of guys are gonna find out the hard way how much women really have married the government. Because,
Yeah.
and I was making this point, I think yesterday or someday or whatever the fuck, I don't know. I talk a lot, and the whole point was that if a lot of guys think that, oh, times are getting hard, women are going to have to rely on us, if they think that's the case, yeah, they're not paying attention. And this is something that I was trying to point out, is that as things get rough, the government doesn't just go away.
They turn up the authoritarianism, they turn up the taxing, they turn up the fucking tyranny. It just
Yeah.
amplifies, bro. And trust me, it works. And even if they have to get cops out there with batons to belt people's heads in, they'll do it. And if that's what it takes, they'll do it, and it will work. But people just don't get that, man. They really don't, and that's why I've been saying, you know, like you just said, man, like they're married to the government now, because when you look at the role of protector provider and who ultimately is the one where the buck stops with them, there is no going past this point. This is the you know, the last line of defense. Well, that person in a woman's life is the government's, you know, and when things get bad, well, they'll just go to their husband, the government, and say, you need to get us more money. You need to do more for us. And the government will go, right, I'll just go to my slaves and I'll just crack the whip harder. I'll be back in a second.
Yep. Make sure to have my dinner ready when I get back.
Bitch.
Yeah. The only fat ass single mothers I keep around are the ones that keep my stove warm. Wait.
And people don't understand that, man. It's like, you got to understand, man, the government is not going to let things stop. They're not going to let things fail. There's not going to be any, oh, well, we've lost control. I guess men have to go back to running the world again.
Nope.
No. No. That's not just wishful thinking. That's fucking retarded.
God damn, fucking archer skeletons are annoying as shit. Well, no, yeah,
up, bro.
it's actually it's pretty bad, because a lot of them aren't really paying attention. It's like, hey man, like it is gonna get. Oh look, is that a sniper rifle finally? God damn.
Sweet.
All right, that should make it a lot easier to deal with those motherfuckers. But why can I not get up there? Am I missing something?
Blam, 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 and the pow, pow, pow.
No, so yeah, that's what I was pointing out, because I thought about it. I'm like, hey, but if all that shit's going on, they're not going to stop anything that they've got going on. So the government's still going to be taking money here, taking money there, doing this. In fact, they're going to ramp it up. Like I see a lot of those letters from like the family courts and shit like that, and I'm like, right. So the moment like the fear of anything like that, once that is gone, like once they stop caring about how many dudes are offering themselves or shit like that, because they can just enslave everybody. In fact, to the point where they don't really even need the family courts, because they're not going to be concerned about giving the money to the women at all. They're like, fuck you bitches, we're taking it ourselves because you're all slaves now.
Yeah.
You don't get any.
Yeah, your men can't protect you. They can't stop you, and we know that you're women. You ain't gonna fucking stop us. So yeah, good luck.
Well,
Don't try and cry your way out of it, because we don't give a fuck.
How the fuck do I get on top of this roof?
I don't know. That up the back way there with that tree looks like the way in, bro. In my opinion.
I tried that.
Oh, it's a fucking. You go straight through it. Oh, okay. Random. So it must be inside it. Do you go inside?
I shoot it?
It must be from the other buildings and that other building beside it. It's got to be. Yeah, see, there's a
Oh no!
little.
Wait, do I go up here and then just jump off? Jump down?
Yeah, come on now. Shit.
You're supposed to know this already. Did you read the game guide? What the hell are you doing?
Are you a real man or what?
Yeah.
Man up.
Holy shit.
An alpha would. Uh.
Yeah, but no, I think that's a lot of guys are missing that point. And again, I blame a lot of unrealistic thinking in movies and shit for them not being able to acknowledge a lot of this stuff.
Oh yeah, definitely. Fucking yeah, the fairy tales and shit like that. Definitely, man. Definitely. And that's what that's all designed to do. It's designed to take the wind out of your sails. It's designed to pump your head full of fucking shit. You know, it's flights of fancy, which is great, but they just go so much further with they're using psychology and injecting that into it and going, let's sort of find a way to make people project themselves onto this, and then all their hopes or dreams or desires and fears, we can all channel it through this fake bullshit instead of actually doing something with their life or doing something with the world to solve their problems. Just to keep them on that treadmill so nothing changes and it all gets funneled into this shit. Yeah, that's why superhero movies were so popular for so long, man. It's like, yeah, the world kind of needs a savior, bro. Like, that's how fucked up it is. Like, it would literally take a whole bunch of superheroes with that capacity to fix it. Yeah, he's got you pwned, bro. What is it with that laser? It's like he's got fucking wall hacks or something.
I don't understand why he has a laser. I don't get it.
Oh, it's random. Skeleton in a spooky setting. I know, laser. Laser, that's what goes with that.
It probably has something to do with Dungeons and Dragons or some shit. But ultimately, I think a lot of it comes down to, one, no one's going to come and save you. A lot of guys don't want to really grasp that. They want to, again, they're taking the lead of fucking women like retards.
Well, that's why everyone...
Alright, let me turn this way when I do this. Here we go.
And that's why everybody gets so infatuated with things like Trump and shit like that, man. It's like, yeah, like there's going to be some changes and shit, but he's not going to fix it. He's not going to save you. The system that he lives in that you don't like, that's so broken and corrupt, is why he's so rich, man. So he's only going to do so much.
Of course, he benefits from this shit. Why the fuck would he change anything?
That's right.
That's what. So that's one of those hard disconnects I see a lot of people have. It's like, you gotta understand, the people who benefit from this, there's no way in fuck they're gonna do anything to try to get rid of it.
Well, see how disappointed and devastated Kanye was when he fucking ran. Did you see any videos about that when he ran into Trump at his dinner and shit? And
no.
They both realized they were both running for fucking presidency and shit, and like Kanye was fully taken back by like just how cold and fucking threatened, you know, Trump was by it all. Like, it was like a side of him he didn't even realize he knew. And it's like, dude, did you not realize that was what was going to happen? Like, you're coming into the situation from the perspective of, you know, you kind of want to fix things for men and for fathers and stuff like that and make it a better world, blah blah blah. And he's just like, no, I'm Trump. My entire empire is built on the backs of all these fucked up fucking men whose lives have been fucking ruined and shit.
Yep.
This whole thing is where I built my empire. So like, whatever you want, it's not what I want. You were just a token black guy.
Yep. So
and, like, he was fully taken back by it, man. There's a video where he talks about it where you can just tell he's like confused when he's talking about it.
He doesn't understand what's going on. He doesn't understand the situation he finds himself in.
Yep. Oh, great.
Well, no, a lot of
little
guys,
baby ones.
they find out the hard way that, like, they're in this mindset, like, hey, I want to change things for these reasons. So apparently, again, morality, self-interest, this is some stuff to point out, because a lot of people don't really keep this in mind. It's something that bothers the shit out of me, that I had to really start keeping in focus when I was thinking about a lot of the things and understanding, or if I was lost on the understanding, like, hey, why does this seem so fucked up? Why is this like this? It's because, one, we work off of self-interest. So even if you project onto somebody, the problem is you're not them. You don't have their mind. You don't have their values. You're not going to see benefit the same way they are all the time. That's not how it's going to work. So instead, if you think somebody's crazy, most of the time it's really you just don't understand their goal. Because you're thinking from your point of view. You're thinking about what you would want out of the situation.
Yep.
What they find important might be something completely different. Which is perfectly fine, but again, that's that moment in life, the oh shit moment. Like, hey, it turns out that when I'm not a benefit to somebody, when I'm a threat, they don't like me. It's like, yeah, fucking duh. Garbage ass guns. 3 weapons.
Did you fix your lag, bro?
There's lag?
He was lagging.
I think I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I fixed it. I think it's fixed. Oh. Damn, it's cold.
Oh, it's hot as fuck right now, bro. Oh, I'm so fucking hot. I'm sitting like on top of my air conditioner. Nothing worse than sitting.
Yeah.
Oh. He just dropped out.
I'm back. Alright.
Oh, okay.
Again, but yeah, that's kind of thing. So what I missed, world domination.
Talking about Kanye, Trump,
Yeah.
the same old shit about self-interest and perspective, and
Well, there's the thing, like it's. I mean, everyone knows what's going on. I mean, politics are corrupt in general. I mean, shit. It's just normies have woken up, and what they do with information is what they do. I was never honestly, I was never a Kanye fan, to be honest with you. More of a Tom McDonald thing, if anything. But whatever people say, Tom McDonald,
the hell is
the
that?
rapper.
Oh yeah, he's the white dude who's doing the right wing side stuff. He's actually not too bad, but I mean, there's some stuff that he says that's a real big. He did the fake woke song that went viral, but they stopped it going viral once it did. You would have heard one of his songs at some point, not knowing it. But
pretty good. I mean.
Well, he fucked up when he says stuff like, feminism used to be the most righteous of fights.
Yeah.
Now they secretly hate guys. And it's like, no, it was never righteous, bro. And then he also says BLM is a valuable movement. And it's like, no, it's not either, bro. Like, that's where you can spot that a lot of what he says is just jumping on bandwagons, unfortunately.
Well, the thing about it is, I mean, he kind of has to, dabble a bit. Like, the entertainment industry has fucking changed and shit, man. I mean, honestly, I couldn't recommend anyone watching this, I couldn't recommend anybody attempt to try to be an actor or a musician. Not in this current cultural climate, maybe in another country, or someone far removed from the West, maybe. But it's really crazy. It's insanely crazy. You can't say anything because people hold it against you. And then they start fucking with, even worse, they start fucking with your money on top of that. So yeah, there's certain things people can't say anymore because their wallets will be affected.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing about it.
Nobody's going to party with somebody they can't control.
That's the whole thing, you know. I just say at least be honest with it. Like, I'll be on the stage. I mean, at least be somewhat vaguely honest with it. Kind of like me. Like, you know, bitches have done this, bitches have done that. All of a sudden, I see $1 billion into my bank account. And as I was saying before, we have to respect these disrespectful bitches. Oh, wait, we can't call them bitches no more? Oh, damn. All right. Whammons.
Well, yeah, that's how you just buy people off. Well, you'll find out what they really give a fuck or stand for, all that shit. Wait, was my other one better than that? Oh, this one is better. But you know, yeah, it's well. They say everybody has their price, and it's in a sense it doesn't actually have to deal with resources. It's there's a certain point where I'm gonna get you to comply, and if I can't, then easy. I'll get someone who's close to you, and then they'll have you do it. There's gonna be some way to get you to do what the fuck I need you to do, or just to get the fuck out my way. Either one.
Yep. Well, see, I always live by the mentality. I live by the saying or the mentality that, you know, if it doesn't bleed or burn, it drowns. And, you know, you can extend that rationale onto the you know, that people's, you know, commitment or their ideologies or their belief systems. They can be broken too. Most times you'll break it yourself. So yeah, that's right. Like, there's a price, there's a limit. Everything has a limit.
Well, we see that with
no matter what anyone
guys,
says.
Again, point of reference is always fun to bring back to because it's really just because some weird way people won't associate some things with other things. It's just how their mind works. But as far as someone breaking themselves, you see dudes do it all the time. And one of the famous phrases we hear is when they say, oh, because I love my kids, I'm doing this. And then from an outsider's point of view, from like you're like the observer looking in, you can say, well, hold on. I don't think he understands that that's not gonna. Yeah, he's not gonna be able to see it clearly because his emotions are on that. So he himself is gonna push himself down the point of basically fucking himself up in the belief that he's actually doing what's gonna benefit the situation.
Yep.
And
yeah, you know,
it's always just gonna happen. That's just how it is.
So when I say let them stand on the grenade, you know, if people want to keep platforming bitches, then the only thing I'm gonna say is, or whatever they're doing, whatever the reason they're doing it, hey, men watching, you know, you jump on that grenade, I'm not jumping out there to save you. We're doing that shit.
You can't save him anyways. There was that was one of the illusions that has to be tagged. That's one of the. Actually, it was really difficult for me. Years ago, it was actually hard for me to come to grips with the fact that you can't save anybody. So you go under the thoughts of if I could just word it correctly or bring the right evidence or something like that. And what happens is you eventually realize no. They may say that you don't have those things so they can dismiss it, but in reality, it's just a dismissal for the dismissal's sake. They don't care what you're talking about.
That's the whole thing about it. That's why it becomes a waste. I mean, I've had people waste, like fucking, I had one asshole waste 2 hours of my time. I mean, had no fucking intention of, hearing me out or anything like that. These people, they get what they fucking deserve. They really do. They get what they fucking deserve. You fight for dumb shit, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. So my whole thing on is, well, regardless of what a person does, I mean, be it friend, family, otherwise, and I don't even mean this in a mean way. You sign that dotted line and you wear the suffering, and say shit is on you. Hopefully it turns out well for you. If you don't lose half your shit, then oh well. Then I ain't gonna be on the sideline laughing my ass off. If anything. I mean,
yeah.
Sure. Love does exist, sure, but what are you willing to pay for that love? I mean, it's like finding a needle in a haystack. Finding somebody in general that won't fuck you over. It is like trying to find a needle in a haystack, and thanks to this effeminate fucking society we live in, you can barely even have normal conversation. You got Karens and Darrens running around, everybody fake with everybody, and it's fucking pathetic. People watching this get offended. I'm glad you're offended. It's just fucking pathetic. Getting hit by damn cars like the only fucking salvation they're gonna get, at least from me.
Did you make up that Darren thing, or is that something that you picked up along the way? Because it's pretty poetic, bro. I might use that.
I just do it out there where people use it. Just rhyme.
I'm
Go for it. This is something I start throwing out there.
Fucking Darrens.
Goddamn Darrens.
Darrens and Darren.
Get out of my fucking cubicle, Darren. Joke wasn't about you and your fucking wife, Susie.
Keep my wife's name out your
Right? Holy shit. Honestly, I'll be honest. Part of me was like, damn, that sucks for Will Smith. He's trapped in this situation. The other part is like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? Like, holy shit.
You keep pumping it full of cum, bro. What are you doing? Stop fucking that thing. Gross. Like, gross, man. Look at its head.
You know the crazy thing about all that shit? It wasn't even a punch. It was a fucking slap. What the hell was...
Alright, so what he was going for was it was supposed to be like a respectful, gentleman, chivalrous type deal. That's what he was going for. Now, is that what happened? No, not at all. Because on live TV, you got up and you smacked the dude and then told him to keep your wife's name out. So you didn't even leave it silent, like a mystery?
Yeah.
Nope.
That's what he should have done. Is he should have just, he shouldn't have done anything actually. But I mean, if he was gonna take action, he should have slapped him and just gone and sat back down and gone, you know, bro. And I'm not gonna say it, you know. But instead, it's just he's just carried on like a Fruit Loop and lost his cool and just continued to spiral down to look like a douchebag.
Yep. So he handled that. One, he shouldn't have did it at all.
Yeah.
Your wife, bald, is actually kind of funny. She looks weird. So, and it's like, oh, that's fucked. No, it's not fucked up. Women normally have hair. So when you see one that doesn't have any hair, it doesn't look normal. Well, women in America, anyways. So yeah.
Yeah, it's not a good sign of health, and it's not somebody you should be reproducing with. Put it that way.
Is that why his kids are so fucked up?
Yeah. I mean, the family's fucked up. I mean, it's just...
Nah, we all know
the
truth about the family being fucked up is... it's not isolated. Like, there's a lot of families fucked up because they're led by women. The men don't have any fucking authority. Fuck your kid. Society is pretty much in charge of your kids, not you. And again, that's one I keep... Like, it actually kind of surprises me. Like, you can see clearly that... Like, as a man, you should be able to see clearly those aren't your children. That's not your family. That's the government's family. The woman has more authority over it than you do.
Well, they like to believe, you know, they throw the guy a bone every now and then. They like to believe. I mean, I like to make jokes and whatnot. I mean, had that been me, I'd have had jokes for days, man. I'm going to feel that shit till August. Like, damn. Cue ball in the side pocket. Mr. Clean. This is clean. I just had jokes for days, but I mean, I think Chris Rock is a better person than me. Because, honestly, I'd have decked him. I'm sorry. I'd have decked him. I'm sorry. I can't. Especially from the world,
when you see somebody walking up to you like that, bro, you don't stand there and wait for it. You meet them halfway and you show them that, oh, you're a clear and present danger. Let's dance, motherfucker. Let's dance.
Don't let them do it. Yeah, basically, just don't let them do it. Because no, I'm not gonna let you. That's why. No, I'm at that point in my life. I'm not, dude. I'll probably just shoot you. I'm not even gonna lie to you. It's probably gonna be pretty bad. So a lot of people. Well, we're not making it home. That's that day. It's like, man, it would have been nice to make it home today, but I guess somebody just had to fuck around for some reason.
Yeah.
I will say one thing. I mean, if I lived up in Hollywood or I was going to do a thing, I wouldn't want to work for Will Smith after that. Hell, I'm never going to buy another one of his fucking movies after that. It's not just because of the blunder. Had this happened in a bar on the street and it was just like some other thing, I'd have kind of forgiven it. I mean, I'm like, okay,
oh,
whatever.
shit.
Shit happened. This happened from the world? Like, you thought that was a good time running the entire fucking world? You know, like all eyes on you. I mean, slap. Like everyone forgot about the damn war going on when that slap happened. So I'm over here thinking to myself, like, that was. I mean, that's the point in time where canceling needs to fucking happen. There was ever a point in time where it needed to happen. It needed to happen right then and there. Now we're just letting people get away with shit. And not just with that incident. Karens and Darrens, Jack and Jill were killed, all this kind of shit. To the people that do this, I kind of want to thank the people that have these little freak out moments because they're showing the world that we need anti-heroes. We need that asshole, because when you get rid of the air quotable bully, you end up with cry bullies. When you empower the weak, that's what they do.
Well, it's only ever a shift in the power dynamic between people, man. Like, this is the thing that it seems to be something that I think everybody deep down, most people know, but they don't want to speak about it because then that's giving away the game. But there's always got to be somebody who is the guy on top who's the oppressor. There always has to be the person, not even the guy, like just a person that is the person at the top of, and is oppressing those under them. And that is just the way the system of humans will always work.
Yep.
That's all it is to it. So when somebody goes, oh, we need to get rid of the bad person who's causing bad things, and it's like, well, guess what? The next person under them, they become the next bad guy, and they're the next one to deal with. So, like, there is no virtuous approach to this. We have to get rid of the bad guy. It's just, well, there is always a bad guy. There's always a bad person. There's always that person at the top who's the asshole oppressing everybody. And that's just how fucking animals in the animal kingdom work. Deal with it. No matter what you do. You disempower men, women become the assholes.
Yep.
You disempower women, children become the assholes. You disempower the entire group in that nation, other people from other nations become the assholes. Someone's always got to be the asshole.
Well,
not the best choice of words I'm using, but I'm just speaking off the cuff.
Well, no, because everybody can't always get what they want. Somebody's going to be left without. That's just how it always is. That's how it always will be. So, yeah, there's always going to, again, people... It's one of those things where there's no such thing as everybody being happy. There's always going to be somebody pissed off. There's always the downtrodden. There's always the trampled, all that shit. That's always a thing. It's just you kind of decide how much it really matters to you.
Yeah.
You know, there was this scene in The Simpsons where, Milhouse, the dorky kid, he got this girlfriend, and then Lisa, who didn't want him, got all mad. And then he said, like, the funniest thing was so true. He's like, "How you don't want to be with me? You don't want me to be with her? How miserable do I have to be before you're finally happy?"
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good red pill.
Well, yeah, because at that point, which honestly, Milhouse would be retarded. You'd be retarded to deal with that bitch, because essentially it's not about because they want you in the role. Like I was just speaking about before, they want you in that position of under them, and that's where they believe you need to stay. So anything you do to get out of that position, they're going to sabotage it on purpose. So they can put you back there, because part of their identity, part of their value, their self-worth relies on you being under them. People like that, I'll put it like, just put it nicely, like you're asking for a hard goodbye. You're asking for problems because you don't understand to leave me the fuck alone. It's like, oh, are you Bill House, SFM? Is this what's going on? Shut up. The whole point is that, think about it, because to do that, to maintain that, the lengths a person will go to are they get kind of crazy. It gets kind of weird. I mean, I think it was Nietzsche or Spinoza. They still had the phrase where the saying of people aren't very capable of malice, because malice means that you have to focus on someone else. But if you notice in this instance, they're not focusing actually on somebody else. It's still about them.
See, and this is why I'm happy. I've been speaking on this show. I'm kind of happy characters like Nelson exist. Like, I just want to be there just to point and go, because they freaking need someone to do that. Nelson was a very necessary part of that town. Every town needs a Nelson. Every town needs a Moses like. whole thing about it. Just
Well, somebody has to do it, and that's all it comes down to. That is a role that exists in all animals, fucking environments that have animals in it. There always has to be the oppressor. There has to be. And whether you frame it that way or use that word, it doesn't really matter. But there's always going to be that person, man. And this is where it becomes dangerous, is that there's certain people that are, or certain groups of people or identities that are meant to fill that role and fill that role fairly well. And there's other people that when they get into that role, they don't fit that role really well, and they become far more of a problem than the person that they thought was the problem that needed to go away in the first place. For example, women leading anything is a bad idea. And taking men away from the role of leading and being in charge and letting women do that's a bad idea, because they're not really that compassionate, man. They're really not. And unfortunately, they tend to do really fucking cruel things in ways that men just do a lot less of.
Oh, because they don't understand. They don't understand the goal.
Well, that's right. There's a lot of not understanding, and it's a lot of misconceptions about, like when people think they want to be the alpha because they think the alpha gets all the bitches. And it's like, well, that's a misconception. They're more desired by women, but an alpha is not spending his life going, well, how do I make it so I get all the bitches? That's not his agenda. That's so. But anyway, yeah.
well, thing about it is, I mean, they got all turned around. Humans can't operate that way. I mean, animals can, but if most people were forced to live that way, a lot of people would die. I'd actually wager probably 90% of everyone would die if we lived in some kind of draconic thing like that. And maybe only craziest of the crazy would live, kind of thing. You'd have to be really like fucked up to be able to make it a way like that. And this goes beyond like the past and everything. This whole thing, just that's why I got this abyss name here. It's abysmal. I have to deal with that. And yeah, I laugh. I got people flexing over the craziest things, over parking spots, and hell, I had friends that did this. That's why I don't deal with them. Over stupid shit, and they're too much of a liability to really deal with. People getting upset over nothing, and this whole idea, like, women all the same. No, we're not. People need to stop that. We're the same. No, they're not. Just, I mean, I got a loss for words a little bit. It's going down to shit. If there's nothing that can be done, I used to believe something could be done, but I'm just like, if either you understand it or you don't. And all the people on the train already, either on the bandwagon or you're on the train over there, wherever the hell you happen to land, that's where you land. You're not getting an owl from me. This isn't Hogwarts. You've already been expelled. Take your little fucking, give me the cricket or whatever frog fuck out of here and go suck off Voldemort. Just whatever divinity they happen to freaking worship. But that's how it essentially is now in society. You have men, for example, that hate other men so fucking much, they will try to set you up. They'll crash their boat into you, knowing that they're gonna probably die. But you see that? You see that, ladies? I almost died. I almost killed everyone. I'm the alpha. I'm the alpha. And alpha endangers everybody. That's some bitch snake behavior right there.
God damn it. Popped up right behind me. Ah, killed his ass. Yeah, so... Damn, where the fuck did they come from? Oh, like a suicide bomber? I forgot what you were just saying about... Holy shit, I forgot the subject we were on.
Okay, you sound like you're enjoying yourself, bro.
I know it's
That's
odd.
all good.
I feel like this might be it. This might be it. I might be on my way out. That's what it feels. But no,
We're talking about, this whole alpha thing. I mean, all these wannabe tough people out here running around. I mean, but I'm happy that these people do this because I know that in an emergency situation, I know to actively avoid. They were acting stupid in a time of peace. How do you think these same people are going to act in a time of war or turmoil?
they're gonna crumble.
Gonna be 10 times. They ain't gonna make it. They don't have the
Not at
mindset
all.
for it.
They can't stay calm, cool, collected. They can't keep their shit together. That's why they act like that. So a lot of times the reason why these people are in these neurotic behaviors and shit like that, because that's their internal. It's not settled. They don't know how to be calm. They don't know how to focus. None of that shit. So that's why. And so in a situation where you need to think and you need to really assess what's going on, you need to stay calm, keep your wits about you. People like that don't do well. You don't want those people around for that reason, because under stress, they just sort of make stupid decisions. They're not focusing. They're not analyzing the situation for what it is. There's a lot of situations in life where if you don't like keep yourself calm or make the, let's see, I don't want to say time your decision correctly, but sort of really read the situation better, you probably just end up dead.
Pace yourself.
Yeah, pace yourself. There we go. That's that shit. Yeah.
Yeah, it's important, man. And the more you're juggling, going, the more you got to lose, the more you do have to do it. I find that in life that, yeah, it is a really important fucking thing, man. Don't rush into things. Don't think that, you know, being the first one across the line means you're a winner. That's for sure.
That's what I've learned. If I can't depend on someone in an emergency situation, or like, I don't want to be near them. These people act really crazy. They're like a deer in the headlights, and yeah, it's pretty crazy. In general, I kind of predict the future where people gonna be living in woods, mountains, like all the same people gonna be getting the fuck away from everybody, and all the crazies are gonna stay head up in the city. I'm a rock star. I'm a fucking hero.
That's what they are. Well, from my point of view, that's what's already happening anyways. Like, if you can get the fuck out of the city and go somewhere else, then you do. If you can't, you're pretty much stuck. But the people who want to actively go towards the city, like, they look at a smaller city and like, fuck that, I need to go to a huge-ass city. I need to be somewhere giant. Those motherfuckers. Fuck those people. And yeah, they seem like there's something mentally completely fucking off with them. The way they dress, the way they act, the way they talk. I don't know what fucking culture or whatever the fuck they got going on, but it's weird as shit.
Sometimes you wanna go where nobody knows your name. They know bitches.
Yeah, I don't know. It's fucking, it's a weird thing, man. And the one thing I'm finding, I've been around quite a bit the last fucking 5-6 years. I've definitely gone out of my way to do a bit of exploration when it comes to different environments and different people, different places, different climates and shit. And fucking, like, one thing I can tell you right now is that it's really, really hard to find anywhere that isn't pretty much just like anywhere else. Like, it's very homogenized with this fucking virtue signaling, fucking, you know, immoral, demoralized fucking behavior and beliefs and shit. Like, it's pretty much just about everywhere, bro. There is very little difference between it all. Yeah, so that's why, like, you got to be very fucking careful when you want to be the person to say, hey man, I don't like this environment, this place, I want to go somewhere else. It's like, well, pretty much everywhere else is the same, man. So you're gonna do a lot of fucking looking, and I'm not saying that there's not difference out there, man, but from my experiences, it's just everywhere now. It is, you know, this virus of whether it's mental illness or righteousness or narcissism, or it's fucking everywhere, man. And so there is no.
I've been screaming this from the corner of my lungs until to the point where I kind of realized what it is and why there seems to be no budging on it. And so there's a difference in approaches. So if you're looking from the more practical, logical standpoint, then you're an outlier. Because what they're doing is they're looking from the moral standpoint. That's why a lot of their decisions and behaviors don't really seem to make a lot of fucking sense.
Get on.
Oh, sorry. I got distracted to that shit stuff. But yeah. So, and it's really one of those annoying things when What?
Oh, looks like you got a bit of a problem there, bro.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna fucking die.
He looks a bit cranky.
Yeah.
Come on now, bro. I love all women too. All women are queens.
I never said anything
Oh,
about your
nice.
mother.
You know, it's once that's in my research, it's important to do your research no matter where you go and
I didn't
every
he
hill.
just level up? What the fuck just happened?
Yeah, it looked like it, didn't it?
Yeah, he was level fucking 9. That was motherfucker's level 10 out of nowhere?
Fight for your life. Yeah, okay. He's standing over my corpse. Good luck. Critical. Holy shit. Keep going.
Had to reload. Damn.
Oh, fuck, you hit him with massive crits.
Damn it. The game's rigged. God damn it. They need to take their voter rights away. Bullshit. Oh, look, I killed him.
Nice.
Wait, wasn't it? Wasn't I right here? He's not dead. Who did I kill when I pulled the pin?
Plot thickens.
What is he doing?
Stand there.
Interesting.
I'm not gonna. Hey, fuck it. Whatever.
Yep. Catch you later, bro.
I'm only level 6. He's fucking level 10. I don't even know why he's around.
What's Sit's doing? You even here, bro? What are you doing?
Yeah, I'm here. Just kind of
Alright.
listening in.
I don't know. You're welcome to listen to anything you want, bro. I was just checking. See if I could talk shit behind your back while you're fucking right there, but no, you're listening.
Because I forgot there was something I did want to bring up before I forget to talk about it. So, I was at the gym. Now, I want to bring up, there is a difference for anybody who's interested in like workout stuff. There is a difference between running on the treadmill and running outside. There's a huge fucking difference. What the fuck?
One is that you don't look like as much of a douche when you're running outside.
Well, the treadmill doesn't do what running on the just a regular street and on different shit is gonna do for you. Alright. God damn it. I didn't even see where that dude came from. He just came out of nowhere. But that's my personal experience. But yeah, the treadmill is not gonna be as optimal as it's gonna be when you just straight up.
Good thing about running, out in the real world, is that when you want to change a pace or you need to do things a bit differently, like you just literally look around and, oh, there's a hill, I'll go down that hill or I'll go up that hill. Whereas when you're on a treadmill, like it's a little bit, I don't know, it's not as, I think there's like a lot, I don't know, what's the word I'm looking for?
There's a lot more variety.
Yeah, you're not thinking, you're sort of not thinking on your feet, like the flow of it all is off when you're on a treadmill. You know what I mean?
Well,
I mean, a lot of treadmills
do but incline.
You can get the treadmills to incline a little bit, but that's about it.
Yeah, but you got to fuck around and change these settings, and
yeah,
just doesn't feel. I don't know.
Ah, God is bitch ass.
I mean, if you want a real workout, all you gotta do is just find a bunch of sips or maybe even one. Throw a frisbee like kind of like in front of them a little bit, and just go, here boy, look at the pussy, here go boy. Man, at least you have something to run away from. No, cause
you just find a fat chick and take a turkey leg off her plate and take off running.
Yeah, stick the
bone in your ass.
Stick a bit of cheesecake in your pocket and just start running. If you don't keep up pace, bro, you're screwed.
Yeah, and I thought that was an interesting find though, and I don't know, but besides that, going to the gym, one thing I've been noticing is a lot of older dudes there acting like a complete retard. Like, I don't know what the fuck's wrong with them.
They didn't accomplish enough in their own life, and they're very insecure. I mean, I relatively knew an older dude that was, you know, talking about helping men, yet somehow paying all these women and stuff. She provided a platform.
What? What?
It's just, I've caught men on and offline doing this shit, paying women and cussing me out. It's like the weirdest freaking thing. This is crazy as hell. Money going one way, their mouth going another way. And,
well, it's easy to understand that. So men have, you're gonna have like a little drive to basically give women resources you're attracted to and want to sleep with. Which, I mean, you could feel whatever way you want about that. That's just it's natural. Does that mean it's beneficial? Not really. I'll be honest. Giving some random bitch money just so she can speak words or do some shit, or the hopes that you might have sex, is a waste of your money. You should be doing other shit.
I mean, I think it's good that these people do this shit, though. I mean, there's some certain people out there, ain't gonna name drop because I'm kind enough not to. Some of them got wives. Some of them got kids. And they know who they are, and all the money you're donating, and how long you air quote been here. When the cameras go off, you still have to live your life. So yeah, I guess you'll be a millionaire with wrench problems. Ooh. Gotta let people do their own thing. I mean, the information is there. People do what they want to do. Throw in the trash, shove their ass. Me?
Well, no, my point was, you can spend your money and time however you want, but men feel good when they give shit to women, so that's why they're gonna do it.
Oh yeah. And they brag about it too. They brag about how much money they have and how much money they give to women. It's the funniest thing in the world.
Because again, it's supposed to be a competition over dominance. So they're supposed to be showing that they're a better selection. They have a better chance of reproducing and surviving than you do. Does that what that actually means? Not really. I'll just be honest. Because in this environment, again, this is just some leftover instinctual shit. In this environment, if you want to indulge in trying to start a family, well, if you're really well off, cool, but at the same time, you just actually lessen your chances of longevity. Because you're inviting the state to basically, essentially just destroy you. And there's no provocation. The provocation is supposed to be because you decided you wanted to have a family. That was it. And so any other justification is only there because, again, right now, the government can't just, they seem to think that there's a little bit of, there might be some pushback of people, you know, not liking how the government's going to enslave them and take their family away and take their property and shit. So they think that, you know, we have to go through these different routes and have these different justifications. Once that's gone, though, and they don't have to do that, then you'll see something completely different. Like China, where they can just steal your money. There ain't shit you could do about it.
People gonna be foolish. I just say let them. I mean, it's just kind of funny to me because it's like watching slave flicks. I mean, you're over there just busting your ass, and all of a sudden, someone goes, "I got a Bitchute collar. I'm special. Better than this guy. How much money I gave? Yeah, he's helping. He provided a platform. Ain't no woman, no matter how good she is, that's gonna understand the fucking message. And two, why the fuck it doesn't even stick? Why the fuck does it even matter?
Right,
I'm so sick of men.
You're missing the whole thing. You're missing all of it.
No, I mean, I get what you're saying. I'm just saying in general.
No, I'm
like,
saying about
these same guys that do this.
What you're saying is because I'm saying you're missing the point because it's not about whether she actually believes it or any of that shit's real. That doesn't matter to them. It doesn't matter at all. This is all in their head. Just like how love's in your head and all the other shit, how it's not real. It's just you. This is the same fucking thing. I know it's crazy. I know at a certain point you'll be like, you're full of shit. You're just going to the old thing about it's all internal and it's all me and hold up a mirror and all that stupid shit. And it may seem like that, but that's actually what this really is. So there's, because think about it. So you know, these women don't care about that shit. It's not going to change anything. Their actions are still the same. But the men just want to feel like somebody gives a fuck. They just want to feel satiated. Like like there's a woman who's care and who's different and who's gonna be there.
Yeah, they're basically pleading and saying, at least let me have the illusion of feeling like I matter.
Yep.
Yeah. It's begging, basically.
I just play the Cheers song. I mean, if somebody genuinely has found someone they're happy, I'm happy for them. But I just hate these people that have to prove they fucking happiness. I hate these people like, look at me. I gotta put my whole life on the thing to see. Like, no, keep your underhanded affairs from to yourself. All thing about it is, if you're gonna use a message as a fucking flex, you don't fucking need to be here. And I said it, they don't fucking need to be here. It ain't even the fact that they're doing those things. Like, they be married, whatever the fuck. Just don't piss down other people's back and tell them that it's raining. Okay, cool, it worked out for you. For you. Damn. I mean, motherfuckers like they wanna like be leader of a guild or cult or some shit. That's where the bullshit comes from. It ain't coming from us, it ain't coming from us. That's where the bullshit comes from. These motherfuckers ain't gonna make it. That's why I mean people with a little pearly channels, wherever the fuck they go. And that's where they need to be. They go to the women's channel. Stop trying to, you know, what are you gonna do? Conduct. They want to conduct the penis on behalf of a woman. Woman wields another sword and they want to, you know, conduct with their penis.
So it's all about dominance. So at a certain point, they want to flex their dominance on other men, to show the women that they're the best selection. So yes, a lot of it's all about sex.
Now,
so if they can manipulate you into going along with that shit through whatever, then it's the same. It's the same result as far as there. Now, is it an illusion? Yeah, PJP just pointed that shit out. It's just to keep an illusion alive, and it doesn't matter because again, humans are mainly emotional anyway. So it doesn't matter what it really is. It just matters how they feel. The reality is your perception.
That's all they really need, man. It's just they're trying to find a way, given the circumstance, to beg to say that this is a part of my biology that I need to satisfy, that I need to fulfill. At least let me lie to myself about it, please, please. Like, that's really what it is, man. It's begging in there, they're pleading for them to be allowed to be treated human, even if it's a lie. Which is kind of sad and pitiful.
As you said a couple of minutes ago, SFM, it's an indulgence. You're talking about indulging in having a fit. It's an indulgence anymore. I mean, there's no real purpose to it anymore.
Well,
It is.
You don't benefit. Well, see that there's an emotional benefit that way, but as far as actually like tangible benefit on your life, no. In fact, that is like shortly gained. So you see dudes. I've seen dudes that do this in the workplace. So they get married and they get the comeuppance and all this shit and everything. But then you start seeing that all that little honeymoon fun shit, all that starts going away because what happens is now the woman doesn't have to really, the effort doesn't have to be there at all. Because the trap's been had. So all that cool shit,
That's
how
right.
she was being all that shit to get you to sign that legally binding document. Now all that shit's gone.
I always notice when that moment happens too, man, and I just can't help myself. It just comes out naturally. I say out loud, "Oh no, oh dear," and I know what I need to say next. Like if I was a person that fucking cared about him and wanted to help him, and I'd be like, "Well, the honeymoon's over now, bro. Time to fucking realise that this is where it gets a bit fucking ugly." But you can't, you know. So you just try your best to bite your tongue, but I see it all the time, man, and yeah, it just comes out naturally.
There was one guy like that I can remember, and it seemed like he was angry I didn't want to be friends. And it's like, one, I don't know if you noticed, I got no reason to be friends with you, dude. That's not a thing. Why the fuck would I?
They adopted Bitchute. That's the whole thing about it. Every man even remotely considering being in a relationship,
well, no,
you have to
because
spend
I'm not that
time away
retarded,
from
so you gotta
bitch.
remember. I mean, like if
I
you
know that,
can't
I'm just saying,
perceive
that
from
guy.
somebody else's point of view what benefit you are, there's no point in worrying about it. Just don't let them get it, because whatever they're after, they're gonna
There's
get
definitely
it. So when dudes
there's
start
definitely a
looking for
correlation.
friends, So what I was gonna say was, dude starts looking for friends
Right.
when they're in times of need and shit like that. Now I know somebody like with a more mature mindset said, "Oh, you should be their friend and you should be there and da da da." And I'm like, no, because they're gonna find a way to try to serve me the fuck up. Fuck that. I'm not doing that.
Yeah. Yeah, once they've done with you, man, they'll throw you to the wolves.
Yeah. So I'm
That's
not.
the thing. It's the mentality. It's the mentality that's been like heavily developed from the mothers and whoever the fuck that they're with. Almost every friend I had growing up, the ones that got married or whatever, they're really fucked up. I mean, just so completely. I distance myself from them. They were like, "Oh, you don't want to ever?" I was like, honestly, and if I found the female version of Jesus or whatever, I still wouldn't do it. Date, sure, marry, fuck no.
Woo!
Whole
Sniper
thing about
rifle.
it is, it's just.
Sorry.
No worries. I mean, it's just. That's just the whole thing about it. Marriage should have been phased out a long time ago. It's not helping nobody. It's like it's number just a trick anyway.
Right
the
there.
whole thing
So
about it is,
I like pointing out these moments because this is right here. We have to understand that there's a difference in goals. So right there, you said it's not helping anyone, and it's like, yeah, because of what position you're at. So it's not designed to help someone in a position like any of us. No, because that's why why do you think we're opposed against it? Because it's not benefiting us. If it was, we'd be all for it. We'd be pushing more men to go get married and do all that stupid shit because we would be reaping a benefit from it. And then we would downtrot and talk down and all that shit and belittle anyone who talked down about it because that's we're gaining something from that institution, from that shit. Oh look, skeletons they're affected by fire, ain't that? But yeah, so at that point, it's always like, all right, well, that means this is what in fact, that's what I was talking about earlier. When I was saying the difference of opinions, perspectives, benefit, values, all that shit, that it comes to a point where you can't see the benefits. But that means that you have to change how you're looking at it. So instead of how you would approach it with your goals, you have to ask yourself, what goals do they have? And it's kind of we kind of know. It's like it's basically to enslave the shit out of you. Like we put you in a situation where it becomes in your best interest to go along with this. What's the word I'm looking for? Damn it, I can't remember the word. Fuck it, it doesn't matter. Basically, a deal that is not in your benefit. A deal that costs you more than you gain. Oh, he's right.
that's the thing.
And so think about it.
They
Without
like-
marriage, there's no way in fuck I'm gonna put up with somebody who lives in my place, who I guess I'm supposed to be fucking, but I'm not fucking. And if I do anything or try to talk them into fucking, I go to jail. And they can just take my money and do whatever, and they can have other people around fucking them. And I'm supposed to allow that. Now, without the reprisal of the courts or something like that, then no, I'm just gonna you leave, and that's it. And guess what? Now, since you're not around spending all my money and shit, I'm gonna probably not spend a lot of money on stuff. I don't need a lot to live, so a lot of my money, yeah, you could take whatever in taxes, but a lot of my money that would have normally been spent on bullshit is not going there anymore. And in fact, a lot of those jobs and stuff that I would have did, dealing with people's shit, you know, all that shit, I'm not doing that anymore. In fact, kiss my ass. I'm gonna go do something different. And if they piss me off enough, I'm gonna leave and go fucking do something else too. Now that is not beneficial if I need to get somebody in a situation where I'm gonna pay them low wages, we're working them long ass hours and treat them like shit. I need someone where I can have leverage over them. Now since I can't get the leverage directly, it'd be nice if there was a system that would enable me to benefit from some other aspect of it that has the leverage over them.
Yeah.
And that's where we find ourselves. And now, is somebody really talking like that somewhere? Really like putting it? No, they're not. It's just that's how it works out, though. I didn't realize I had that one. God damn it! I hate it because you never have enough ammo in the beginning. I'm sorry, but what were you saying?
I was saying this is why, you know, it takes a certain level of self-awareness, because even on the flip side of things, and then women, you know, they walk around and go, all my friends are married. They never have time for me. Yes, because they got different responsibilities and kids, you dumb bitch. I mean, the whole thing about it, you get people, they just, yeah, men and women want to live like high school never ended. It's fucking embarrassing, man. Like, it's in the workplace, it's any kind of professional thing. Sometimes you can just sense it coming around the corner. These people got a fucking problem. It's like a virus, so that's the true sickness. It's the true damn virus going around the goddamn world. People are crazy. And I've said this a million times. If somebody's over the age, like it's 38, 40 and up, man or woman, a younger person fucking wants you. They might want you for your money, but that's about it.
Yeah, you don't have anything in common with them. What the fuck are you? What are you gonna do with them?
That's right.
There's nothing for you to relate. Which that actually, here's the thing. So as a dude, you're probably in a better position, if anything, because as far as getting like affection and shit like that and sex and stuff, you could do that. But you don't. As far as like a relationship, well, no, not in the current environment. In the current environment, hell no. Like if you leave the country, sure. As a dude, you're like it doesn't. And here's the thing. And actually, as a guy, let's roll back a little bit. It doesn't technically matter because no matter the age of the partner you're getting with, if you're a heterosexual, the age of the partner you're getting with doesn't matter because their goals are still the same. So, and when I say that, I mean by the initial goal is basically they look at you and they size you up by your physical attractiveness and the amount of resources and utility you can offer. Yeah. That doesn't change no matter their age range. They're still going to categorize you based on that and the needs that they have at the current stage in their life.
Oh, women literally don't care about age, bro. They literally don't care. Because, I mean, look at who are the most fucking common and enabled and allowed perpetrators of sexual fucking deviant fucking acts against children. We know. It's the bitches. They get away with it. Just look at all the female school teachers and shit, you know? Like, so age to women means literally nothing.
Oh, no, they don't give a shit. If anything, they just give a fuck about surviving. They don't give a fuck about nothing else.
This is why they should not be teaching. I mean, they really need to bring back the schools where, you know, men talk to men and women can teach women or whatever. Like, we don't need teachers doming motherfuckers in the damn classroom. It's just a bit ridiculous. I mean, I remember one time I was in high school. This bitch was mad at one particular student. I'm happy I never used them damn showers or whatever. She just felt she could just walk in there. Just reverse that situation. Somebody gotten in trouble, get sued or some shit.
Was that your PE teacher?
Yeah, well, some female PE teacher.
Yeah.
Bad situation.
Yeah, they're all like that, man. I knew one. I had one that was definitely doing her best to try to sexually entice what you'd call, you know, more appear to be more mature or have, you know, hit puberty earlier, you know, young men and shit like that, man. It's prolific. It's bad, man, and something doesn't get spoken about enough, man. It's just
because
a lot of the. Well, that's right. It's faux pas.
But even though it's clear as day, right fucking there.
Yep.
That's the thing.
You have to excuse me while I'm lost for words. I'm just sort of drowsing in and out of fucking sleep because of the heat, man. It's sort of put me to sleep, so don't mind me if I sound a bit incoherent.
Oh no, that's cool. I'm gonna be tired as shit tomorrow. I've been tired as shit. I no shit legit took a fucking nap today. Like I ain't did that in a while. I normally don't do that. No matter how hard I work out or anything. But yeah, I actually legit took a fucking nap. I'm like, holy shit, I think I'm dying.
Well, welcome to the old club.
Fuck, I thought I had more time. Dude.
Yeah. So anyway, as we were. Old man, shut up. As we were. Stupid old man. Anyway, what were you saying? Cyst. Abscist.
Absent.
Just messing around. Anyway, don't mind me.
Damn, lost my train of thought. I'm just saying, dude, these people need to. I think both men and women need to be fucking realistic about what the fuck they want. You with somebody, you don't want to be with them.
You listening to this stream earlier? What are you talking about, man?
I mean, I came in a little late, remember? But people need to learn to move the fuck on. I mean, my thing about it is, I don't hate nobody, but men, women, these motherfuckers need to learn to move the fuck on. Too many people are trying to get the whole world involved in their relationship. Like him, her, they, them, whatever the fuck. They chose to be together. But for better or worse, don't care who in the right or wrong. Handle your shit. Stop making your family and your friends an unwilling participant in your motherfucking drama. I wish they'd just stop. Or better yet, just like, maybe the Titanic was like a thing. We need to have more of them damn things like this. I want to be one of the band members with a trombone popping people in the fucking neck, man. Just shit. Man, the ship going down. Just all this shit. Women don't know what the fuck they want. Men don't know what the fuck they want. And
Oh, men know what they want, they just can't have it.
Well, hell, if they knew, they wouldn't be fucking with other dudes. That's the crazy. They wouldn't be trying to play emotional warfare with other dudes. That's because that's not going to get them nowhere. That's the reason I mentioned that. The man plays emotional warfare with another man. It's like, I'm gonna just say, it's like trying to fondle somebody's dick. Now, I'm gonna fuck dude, you man me saying that. What the fuck you gonna get out of that guy? You gonna rise out of him like a bitch? You act like a bitch because you can't get your bitch. I mean, take it to women. Don't take it to me. Take it fucking women. I don't want to fucking hear that shit. Go, better yet, go and like, I don't know, castrate yourself for some goddamn shit. Shit. It's cool now. Everybody want to be a chick. It's cool now. We're gonna do that. Sick of that shit. And just, that's what angers me. People walk by, mumble under breath and shit. Just like fucking church mice.
I think that's funny. I've been jogging at times in the morning, early morning. There's always some dude mumbling some shit under his breath. I'm like, alright, whatever.
Hate that shit.
I think it's funny as shit. Here's the thing. When you start looking at most people for what they are, retarded fucking kids, which again, that doesn't mean I won't kill your ass. I'm gonna defend myself. I don't give a fuck what I look at you missing. You start realizing that they're not anything to be taken seriously. Like, you can tell another adult when you talk to another adult. Well, a lot of these people are kids. So, again, they teach you to try to take these retards serious, which you have to just learn not to. And if they get out of line, you spank their ass. That's all.
That's why I say be completely indifferent to the shit. I mean, the game may have changed, but nothing else has changed. I mean, only thing I can really tell people is, I don't know, get your fucking passport, leave this goddamn place, or find a hobby, find something you enjoy, and work on you. Damn, people act like they need some fucking, I gotta have the marriage and white picket fences. This is not the Brady Bunch, and if it was, everybody would hate you, including me. I'm the weird neighbor in the Brady Bunch. There's a story about a neighbor. You want to fuck up all those neighbors? No.
But they're not letting go, bro. I can tell you right now. Like, you can say that, but in you saying it, they think you're trying to con them into letting go so you can take their place. And, like, trust me, man. Like, it doesn't matter, man. Like, they're not gonna let go. Not gonna let go. They'll die believing that they can still have it, and you just got in their way, or you were trying to con them into fucking, like, trust me, man. People are fucked up in the head now, man.
Yeah, they really are. I mean, my whole thing is, you're right, I can hammer that in right now. I don't want what another man got. Never have, never will. And they fight over the shit. They fight over things that no man would want, or should fucking want. And it's so crazy. This is why I don't like PUA. PUAs ain't no different from a hoe. They have become the hoe. Any man running around screaming at dudes, saying they get all the pussy. That's the definition of a hoe, bro. A hoe.
Pickup artistry was all well and true, man, until about the year 2000. Because at that point, man, it just became one of these things where it was just, women were cluing up to the fact that men were doing what they were doing. Men were analysing his behaviours, body language, and utilising that, and basically, from a woman's perspective, using it against them. And that's when it all changed. That's when the women went, no, men are not allowed to understand women. If they do, it is contemptuous and it is a threat and it is dangerous.
Yep. Which is basically they're saying we can do it, but you can't. So.
Yep.
That's
There
the
needs
whole
to be
thing about
punishment.
it. So,
Again, because when you control the government, you can make a little stupid shit like that. Because you're the upper class, and you're controlling the lower class to keep them in their place. The serfs aren't allowed to do what the elites are allowed to do. It's not a thing. You can't do that shit. Fuck you, think you are.
Place.
Yeah, they're your place. God damn. How many times do I tell you?
that's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. If everybody gonna chase after prize pussy on the block, and then vice versa, hey, a hoe. I mean, shit. Just
That's why you'll find that it'll only ever be everyone wants to chase pussy, or no one will chase pussy. That's how you'll find the collective psyche will go. There's never going to be this sort of, oh, these guys can, and they're because the fear of missing out, you know, that as one aspect, and there's many other reasons why, but that it'll only ever be one extreme or the other, and yeah, that's just how it's going to work. And the people that are elites know this. That's why we're such a threat to people who benefit from this system, as they know that there is no just, oh, a handful of men can drop out and not be part of it. It's like, no, it's everyone will do it, or fucking everyone won't do it. There'll be no sort of in between, and that's why it's perceived as such a threat that men don't want pussy.
You know, it's so funny to me. The same men who think other people are trying to con them. You don't see the elites. You don't see these hyper-rich people worried about losing half their shit. You don't see them worried about losing access, you know, to hanging out with their kid or whatever, because they don't play by the same rules as us. And every time I hear these stupid fucking things like how to be a millionaire, even if they were, they can't keep up with them. You got middle class people believing they're gonna keep up with, you know, with the elites. That they can't. Even if you have billions of dollars, you still can't keep up with them. They got the power to move money. They don't get it. These idiots want it. Honestly, if anybody, including motherfuckers in this room, have billions of dollars, you seriously fucking think. I mean, it's just so crazy. Let me teach you how to be a billionaire and I spend, you know, countless hours crying, motherfuckers. It's a beautiful life. It's a beautiful dream. And then when you point out the beautiful dream, oh, he's just being a Debbie Downer. Hater. Don't ruin our dream.
What's weird? Did they ever ask themselves where they got that dream from? Why they have it?
Never thought to ask that question.
Because there's a lot of
Never
stuff.
thought that was even a question to ask.
Well, no, because it makes like there's a lot of stuff that I'm like, hey, why do I want that? And I did that before. In fact, no shit. Small example. It's gonna seem dumb, but it's a small example. So literally, I was like, oh shit, got this SMD soldering kit, and I'm like, shit, I don't have any of the right stuff. I'm like, man, I need to get some small solder. So I started making this list. I need some 0.6 millimeter solder. I got this big ass 0.8 and all this other shit. Making this list, I start going through doing like, I was just cleaning and looking through shit, and I'm like, I started noticing. One, the solder I was using was 0.5. I already had solder that was thinner than the one I was going to order. Also, I was going to get flux paste, I got flux pins. Those are literally pins that just put the liquid flux on wherever you write it on. So that's the same fucking thing.
Oh yeah, that's nice.
So I had all the parts already. Except for the magnifying glass. So it's one of those things where you need to do inventory on yourself. Ask yourself, why do you want these things? Why is this shit on my list? What the fuck do I need that for? Is it really important?
Oh, it happens all the time with me when it comes to things like tools and shit. Like, you're exactly like what you're just saying, man. Yeah, it's so easy to fall into that trap. Yeah. I had no follow-up to that point. I just wanted to say that. Sorry.
No, it's just one of those things. Well, my thing is that it's important for people to talk about shit like that, because it's one of those things. It's like, all right, cool. So I'm not crazy. That shit happens to everybody. It's like, yeah, it does. But it's also a good thing to talk about and sort of get an understanding. Like, yeah, that's probably something that's not a bad idea. Is you take inventory on your life. You take physical things, and on the mental. You get a real idea of where am I at, what am I doing, where am I going, what do I have, why do I have it, what the fuck do I want to go there for? What am I doing all this shit for? So you can really get a good sense, because you always, checking in with yourself is important. We don't do that enough as people. We're always so worried about everybody else and all this other bullshit that don't get us anywhere and doesn't get us anything. You get nothing from it.
Really focus on nothing but myself, man, unfortunately. Because, yeah, when I say unfortunately, because you've still got to be wary of other people in your environment around you and kind of shit. But, you know, like, are there people around you could borrow that from or lend that from? Do you want to commit yourself to a relationship with somebody else that once you borrow it, you owe them a favor? But, yeah. A favor you don't want to repay. But anyway, just raving shit because I'm fucking half fucking asleep. Don't mind me.
No, that makes sense. Like there's that's the cost, social cost of dealing with a lot of people. I see that shit and I'm like, yeah, that's why there's a lot of people. I'm like, I'm not gonna. I'd rather figure out. I'll go the hard way. I'll go the long way, because it's not worth it. The cost of dealing with that's why I talk about a lot of those social relationships. I don't see the benefit because I'm not willing to pay the cost. People think it's just so simple. It's just this. I'm like, that's not the whole cost. There's way more to it.
Yeah, the hidden cost. The hidden cost a lot of people don't realise. That's why, like, yeah, I really do try and want to live by the mentality that, you know, favours are debts I have no intention of repaying, because I honestly, from my perspective, what I believe is that fucking when someone does you a favour, it's out of the goodness of their own heart, and that's how it should be, but it never is. And then you ask yourself, well, what's the hidden cost? What do they want? What's the intent? And then you think to yourself, why am I wasting my fucking time and energy trying to record of this relationship when I can just do it my fucking self?
Yep. It may take you longer to get started, but whatever, at least it'll be done.
Yeah, and it's a lesson you'll learn that you'll never forget.
Oh, hell yeah.
Learning the hard way fucking makes it stick in your mind fucking forever.
Well, that's why I don't have, like, as far as, like, real life friends, I don't really have any of those. I started realizing the type of people, and here's the thing, never listen to that bullshit. They're like, oh, well, you must be that way. That's why you attract those people. No, fuck you. It's because those people see you, and there's something about you they believe they can benefit from. That's why. Now,
yeah, it's the other way around. Yeah.
But of course, it's easy to put it on you. So, because if they put it on you, then that means that you won't close off to them. So since you're not going to close off,
it's a projection.
Yeah, you're not going to close off.
We're talking.
It's manipulation.
We're talking.
It's to stop you from closing off.
Yeah, we were talking about this last night with the guys, me, Sits, and Abyss. We were talking about this. Yeah, go on.
Yeah, I was gonna say it just goes. I just wanted to just throw it out there. It goes back to that thing I said. There are people that will measure you by what they can take from you, and it doesn't always have to be a physical anything. It can be time, it can be energy. There are people that will measure you that way. What can I take from this person? What can I get from this person? And it's a projection on their end. Some people really are unfortunate to meet others. There's people that I hate I ever encountered. There are people that I've grown up with that I will never help again, not in a cold day in hell. Had I ever encountered them, but I didn't know. I didn't know they were like that. Just it takes time. Once a fool reveals they're a fool, you got to do the necessary thing and just kind of like slowly back away. Just run in some cases.
I just posted something. I just posted a game in what is it? Fucking Gaming General. When you get a chance, guys, just check out Gaming General. What a fucking game. But anyway, not to derail the conversation, just have a look at that in passing. What were you saying?
Yeah.
Generally.
Oh,
so you're still in the middle of a thought.
manipulation. So yeah, people prime you for manipulation, and you see women do it all the time. They put it all back on you. The whole point is so you don't close off to the manipulation. You're still susceptible to it. That's
Yes,
the whole point.
yes, that's a very good point you just raised. That's right. You know, don't let the prey know that the predator is on the hunt. Yeah.
Which is, I don't know. I mean, it makes sense, but then when you think about a lot of women and what they do to their kids and how, again, like a lot of guys find out the hard way. You weren't set up for success. You were set up to be manipulable. You weren't set up to sort of be the strong, independent individual or successful, and that's not how it was going.
Yep.
Sucks, but it is what it is.
Yep.
Alright, and so I guess we might as well go to the last topic. Well, there were topics, yeah, loosely. And, the last topic as we basically make our way on the exit. And I don't remember what it was. God damn it. I had it in my mind. Somehow it disappeared out of my mind. It was,
Well, just a final thought on that last one. I mean, it just brings to mind my my first girlfriend when we split up. She still wanted to fight tooth and nail to remain friends. And I'm like,
hell!
Like, we didn't meet on the premise of being friends. Why the fuck do you think I still want to be your friend? Like, I know what all this shit's about. You just want another person in your back pocket to get shit off of when shit ain't
That's
going
all
well
it is.
for you.
Yeah. He wants you to be the provider whilst he fucking takes some other cunt's dick.
Well, she wants me to be that, you know, in case of glass, you know, in case of emergency, break glass kind of person.
Yeah.
Like, no, I'm not gonna sit here and be on standby whenever you just feel like coming the fuck back. Like, no, I mean, this is it. This is it. Good luck.
There's
See,
like a
at
pretty
that
low
point-
self-esteem.
Yeah, in fact, that's great to bring it up to that point. That only works if you allow it. That only works if you buy into they're saying that, no, that's not what that's for.
No, well, her whole thing is, oh, but we've known each other so long, and I just hate to not be able to talk to you again. It's like, yeah, but you're the only one getting benefit out of it. Like, you done already dragged me through the mud and told me how much you hate me and how much I don't provide and, you know, I'm not good enough for you. Like, why the fuck do you still want me around as a friend? Like,
Oh, easy. So, one, this is why a lot of guys who say, I still have female friends are retarded cucks. I know they are. I don't give a fuck what they gotta say. The truth is right there. So, when it comes down to, like, female friends with dudes and shit, nobody catches on, like, alright, so basically they get the benefits of a boyfriend without having to pay up anything.
mm-hmm.
There's literally nothing about reciprocity. And they're like, oh, my female friend's this. It's like, stop lying. All right, we're not gonna listen to you. Women, you hear guys say this shit all the time. Women don't pay back debts, none of that shit. They're horrible friends. Like, yeah, even women tell you that shit. So you're doing it because there's a possibility of you fucking. That's why.
I mean, imagine all the other things you could be doing with your free time and money besides hanging around her.
Oh, you know,
Better
someone
yourself,
that, you know,
but-
had a lot of female friends. I mean, I learned from the animals. You know, they walk by, the cat hisses, I hiss, we hiss together. It's just women don't make great friends, I know, because I mean, shit, I've had many of them.
Well,
you know,
because.
few to this day, they don't.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I said a few to this day, like count on one hand. I mean, they actually fucking respect. I mean, even with that, it's just a rare thing. They don't pay you back. You know, they're just shitty fucking friends for the most part. I mean, hell, and that's on them. And that's why they end up buying animals more than anybody else. I mean, even the animals. I mean, I tell you, I once dated this chick many years ago. Shortest relationship, if you can even call it that, history. And that dog was always trying to go with me every time I left. That one day, you know, I don't hear from a month or whatever, we broken up. He was crying. Like, what happened? Oh, Chihuahua, I jumped off to, you know, the highest floor or whatever. I said, damn, I should have took that fucker with me. He was trying to get saved. I only drove him to madness. Damn.
get this shit, I'm out.
I mean,
I'm out.
it's sad when something to love. All I'm saying is, when something that's supposed to love unconditionally hates your ass, that speaks volumes when you think about it. God damn. Animals don't have too many wants. Feed me, give me water, play with me every now and then. They don't ask for much. Fuck. To make something like that hate you, that's an accomplishment.
It's an effort.
Fuck.
Well, it's just, well, that's how people are. So when it comes down to it, if there's no incentive for somebody to be better, they're not going to be. They're just going to be pieces of shit. And women and children. So, you know, it just is what it is. As far as not allowing people to manipulate you, it's just like your freedom. It's something you have to work at. Your freedom, your health, your mind, all that shit. It's things that you have to work at and consistently try to keep up yourself. And as far as things go, now hope, I have mixed feelings about hope, because I see how people try to use it. A lot of time they try to use hope as a way of not doing anything. Now, on the other hand, may sound like a nihilist to some people, because I don't normally go with what would look at as traditionally
You're known notoriously throughout these circles as definitely as a nihilist. I will add that, but you please keep going. Don't let me cut you off.
Oh, because I don't normally go for the traditional approved outlook. So as far as if the look of like how I look at death is inevitable. There's no reason to ignore it. Understand it's there. It's perfectly fine to keep it in your mind sometimes, because it gives you a better appreciation of life and to keep things in perspective. And it's really easy to get into a point where you have an unrealistic view of life, of your mortality, and the things that you have in your life. Just like doing inventory on, why am I doing this? What's the value in that? Why am I pursuing these things? Why do I want these things? Or just to keep yourself a little bit, bring you back down to reality. Like, again, you're not fucking immortal, and the fact that you start behaving like that, life is going to be pretty short. In fact, you're wasting your life living like that. As far as hope goes, hope is just a fear that something's going to go wrong. My thing is, what is this supposed to? How is things supposed to go?
Yeah, what is hope supposed to actually achieve?
I would say the better word to replace it with would be optimism.
Well,
the optimism is kind of a frame of mind, but it puts more in your own hands of like, yeah, I'm looking forward to doing this thing. I'm finding enjoyment and confident in myself that I can accomplish this thing. So I am optimistic. I'm not, I'm going to hope that I lose weight. I'm going to.
Well, see, here we're treading into territory here, which is an important topic to talk about, and it is often talked about, often indirectly, and that is one, the misconception of what it is to be positive or negative, and two is people's understanding of Nietzsche. And this is basically what all of this, everything you've just said, all kind of comes back to.
Yep.
I don't know where the conversation begins and where it ends and to achieve out of it, but it's definitely something where there's a lot of maybe confusion, but definitely misconceptions and assumptions.
Oh, well, people can go fuck themselves because they don't even know what nihilism is. Nihilism, I don't care how to pronounce it. And in essence, the idea that you're supposed to be hopeful as shit, which is just the fear of things going wrong, risk can never be eliminated. Things can always go differently than how you expect them to go. It's really your expectations that are actually the enemy of you. How things go are just how they go. So, I don't know, fuck those people.
It's a lot of woo-woo, feel-good shit. I mean, a lot of the language, a lot of this shit's just basically putting things out of your own hands and going, well, fuck it, that's just luck. It didn't happen for me. I was just unlucky. It's like, no, it had something to do with that.
Well, that's the point. Oh, that's actually one of my first initial points, is they end up using it as a crutch. So they can do that, but you're robbing yourself out of a better outcome. It's like positivity. I don't know.
I'm just waiting for Sooth to chime in. I know he wants to, but anyway.
No, just like people with their fucking positivity bullshit. So you gotta be positive. So essentially, they're saying just lie. Anything that might come with a negative connotation by the listener should be ignored or walked over or brushed over or just lie.
Yep.
Which again, motherfuckers like that are completely worthless and useless. I'll kill you myself. Because I know that little Kantian little fucking philosophy bullshit, you'll get everybody fucking murdered and you won't hesitate to do it so you can feel morally superior and also feel good on the inside. Which again, moral superiority is nothing but positivity, isn't it? Yeah, people don't want to talk about that part. Fucking pieces of shit. In Minecraft.
Yeah.
No, I can't stand that shit because there's too many people like that, and there's too much of that going on. So the thing is, one of my biggest pet peeves is when you needlessly waste people's lives and put them in danger when they don't need to be. For what? Again, so you can feel good. So you can get high, everybody's got to fucking die. Irritates the shit out of me.
Fair enough.
But oh, I thought you were a nihilist and hate people. No, it's just I don't have the same thoughts and values as everybody.
Yeah, well, that's what I was saying before. A lot of those people, they definitely tend to be the ones that would make the assumption of what they think you believe and who you are, and they're very quick to let everybody know that they believe that about you. I remember back in the day when we first started across paths, that was definitely the image that everyone wanted to be sure that everybody knew about you, which was bizarre because it's like, but I never even asked you the question about who he is and.
Oh, because
but anyway, interesting.
It's one of those things. So, because they have to put immediately because I've had people talk to me like that, and they want to put themselves morally above me, which I thought was funny. Because I'm like, that's weird. I don't think we've ever really discussed to the depths of that level for you to even understand any of my morals. I think some of that is where you're just assuming. You're assuming because I have one outlook on one thing that immediately you're just going down with an archetype or some little profile you have, that's how I'm going to view everything else. That's fine, you can do that, but again, that's one of those things that people talk about. It's like, yeah, there's not a lot of people who will ever really know you because they're not gonna put in the time for that because the benefit they get from putting you in a box far outweighs their perception of what they could benefit from actually knowing anything about you. From actually understanding you? No. They don't see basically the effort that it would take versus the cost and the benefit. They don't see it lining up. Versus if they just put you in that profile and put you on team this.
That's fair enough.
Yeah,
they can do what they want.
Yeah, they can do whatever the fuck. Yeah, I don't fucking care. To be honest. I'm too old to care. So get out of that old. I'm old. It's all in the mind. It's all up in my eyebrows.
SFM when he hits puberty. I'm too old for this shit.
Yeah, right. Like, oh fuck. What is this over? Am I about to die yet? Let me see some of those health statistics. Maybe I should pick up smoking. God damn it.
Still
yeah,
like
you did quit smoking too, didn't you? Damn. Good on you, bro.
Yeah, it's not no benefit. Honestly.
Nah, that's right.
I still like that quote from Black Dynamite. Black Dynamite was once a children, but he was never a boy. 5 years old, sitting there with a mustache, watching cartoons.
Yeah.
Well, you can't have
alpha.
Yeah, you can't have sort of super masculine shit going on. People aren't gonna allow that.
No, people will pop that bubble real quick, mate. Purely because everyone likes to think that that's them, or that when it was them, they got their bubble popped, so they pop.
Yeah, so you need yours too. Just like how everybody
Yeah,
sees
whether
a
it's
single-
right or wrong isn't the point.
It's like you're a
Yeah.
single guy, there's always some married dude. Like, yeah, you're gonna get married, and then you're gonna be as miserable as I am.
Yep.
Shit, after
Little
I
did he
reconnected
know, he made that choice. There was a bunch of, all the way up to that choice he made, there was a bunch of offerings that he could have did. But he wanted to be accepted and loved and never be alone, and then now you're married.
Society won't let him. Society wouldn't let him.
That's not even true.
Nah. Hey, we're here. Please take the off ramp at the next available.
You're right.
Oh yeah.
Alright, I forgot
Oh,
the fucking topic that I wanted to hit.
I-80 East Bloomsburg. Fucking headed to Jersey.
I don't remember the topic. It was something. I don't know. It's late. My brain doesn't work too well when it's late. Or a lot of times normally. It's a finicky thing. It's, you know, it's just,
Yeah. I feel you, bro.
You'll sign off, go to lay down, just about ready to drift off, going, fuck, there it was. Like,
right?
always happens that way. Shit. Now I remember. Too late now.
You're trying.
You know, I mean, I know hope was part of it because I've always liked to dispel hope because I don't like that shit.
Oh, we're talking about nihilism and shit and hope and yeah.
Oh, having a belief in nothing's not even possible. As a human,
Yeah,
you
it's an oxymoron.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
Sure.
It doesn't make sense. It's normally just a tag someone wants to assign to someone to dismiss them.
Yes. Gaslighting.
But what Nietzsche was talking about, which a lot of people indulge in and call people who actually have and embrace reality nihilists, when in fact the people who are disregarding everything you're saying about embracing life are the actual nihilists. In a sense where they praise death. They don't praise life. They don't praise living. Like, embracing reality is living. You're able to actually enjoy and appreciate life. But if
It's always trying to stave off death. It's always trying to stave off death or stave off the emptiness and the loneliness of, I guess, what the finality that they believe it is. Look, well, yeah, it's a finality, but I mean, it's unavoidable. Like, I'd rather not sit here and fucking cry all day long about how I'm gonna die. I could spend that time fucking doing shit, you know.
Yeah. Instead, you need to go to this building, and you need to give all your money and time there, so that way when you do die, you can live forever. Instead of actually going to live life and not worship.
Fucking Jews.
Anyway, honestly, I'm not. Again, I don't. To each their own. You want to have a religion and do your thing, you do that. But it's just not for me. I don't want.
Oh yeah, I couldn't care.
Yeah, I don't want to focus on death while I'm alive. Like, I know what I just said about thinking about it, but that's keeping reality in mind. That yeah, I am gonna die. I'm mortal. That shit can happen any time. So whatever I do, I need to make that shit worth my time. I need to make it something that I value. Like right now. So I'm talking to some like-minded individuals, and I'm playing some games. It's like, oh, is that the best use of your time? I mean, that depends.
Maybe not,
Maybe.
but you know,
No,
I mean,
fuck
there's
that.
more shit you could do.
That is subjective. That is subjective
It is,
shit.
it
That
is.
depends on what I want to be done, what I need to get done. And right now, as far as what I need to get done, there's not a lot that I can accomplish within like a couple hours span. Now tomorrow, I'm gonna get up, I'm gonna do my workout, I'm gonna do some studying and everything, and I'm gonna try to get things prioritized and put into place. But still, even on a daily basis, there's only so much. So at a certain point, how I spend different time, that's 100% up to me. There's going to be some trade-offs to that. Like, I'm going to be a little bit more tired when I do my workout tomorrow. But I was actually going to be like that anyways, because when I went to the gym, I didn't really take it very easy. I kind of turned it up a little bit. And in doing so, that means that I'm going to have less to put into my workout tomorrow. But that, again, is a decision I made. I made that choice.
As long as you're enjoying yourself, I mean, you could always, join my religion. I mean, like, I remember one time this very nice neighbor kept me up, and I politely asked twice, after that, didn't really say much because they were having a little bitches night out or whatever. So I knocked on the door and said, hi, the lady of the house. I said, oh, yeah, what about it? I was like, well, I got this this dish. So what? Nothing's on it. I broke the fucking dish in front of her, told her to clean it up, and walked away. I mean, just terrible use of a dish, sure, but hell, if somebody's gonna keep other people up and do some stupid shit like that, I think we should all call it the dish religion. It's all about bitches making sandwiches and cleaning up messes that I happen to purposely make. Making out of line.
It's not.
Just break a dish.
It's not about the dish. It's about sending a message.
Yeah, it's about sending a message. That's the whole thing about it. What you don't know can hurt you. You need to remember that.
All I know is that I don't remember existing before I exist, and I'm probably not going to remember being unexisted after I'm not existing anymore.
Oh no, that's actually one thing that kind of made me feel okay. Like a lot of stuff. It's like, hey, I got a feeling that when I die, that's it, and that I'm not gonna feel anything because I'll be dead. So yeah. There's not nothing.
Yeah, fearing death's kind of a. I found that the only people who tend to fear death are people who have got life too good, or they're just children. Because nobody wants to die when your life is like heaven on earth.
How the fuck?
You ever notice how the elitists and the rich people always want to work out how to live forever? Everyone, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Feeling me?
Well, nobody really fears being dead. Everybody just fears the dying part, the finality. I mean, after you're dead, you're dead. It's just they don't want it to end. After the ending, there's nothing to care about.
Yeah. Yeah, for me, I'm going to put on my tombstone, well, it sucks to be you. I don't pity you at all.
I don't want to.
Sorry, don't pity me at all.
I'll be honest. I think tombstones and a lot of that shit are kind of a waste of resources and space. It's actually really annoying that people do that.
Yeah.
Just cremate motherfuckers and move on. Like let's stop.
Pretty much.
We know why we were doing that shit before because of a lot of superstition and woo-woo. And guess what? We know now we don't need to do that.
Okay.
I heard this shit years ago where you can have your remains mixed into like some concrete and shit, and they were putting them on the Great Barrier Reef and shit for the coral and everything to grow on. Like shit, I wouldn't mind that. Just mix me up in some concrete, make an artificial reef, just throw me out there in the fucking ocean. Shit, you know?
I guess.
Throw me on some beaches, or I don't know. I mean,
no, man, we can't do that. You're gonna be made out of a wiffle bat, and I'm gonna use on them bitch.
No. You gotta throw me in the melon patch. You know, you gotta put Melon Lord back in its natural habitat. Taste of me when I'm gone. Melon tastes funny.
Yeah. But yeah, that's the whole thing about it. I mean, men are made, especially like people are elite, like men know the totality of the impact of death. Most women don't, and it's people have it too good. You're right, do fear it a lot. It's a natural part of life kind of thing. A lot of it also comes from a guilty conscience too. I mean, that's kind of the whole thing. People regret or whatever.
They feel like they ain't done enough, or I don't know, maybe they feel like they're worthless and ain't done enough. I ain't ready to go. I ain't done everything I needed to do.
What were you supposed to do? Where is this list coming from?
Yeah, I mean, it's. I'm saying maybe that's the way a lot of people think. I mean, to be honest, I get caught up in a lot of that too. I mean, I still feel like there's a lot more I could be doing and going on with my life. And I mean, yeah, I could, but at the end, it's not going to matter anyway. So, I mean, I should just do it for the sake of doing it, not doing it for the sake of trying to rack up some kind of imaginary tally at the end of it all.
You think about it, that's why you're doing it anyways. It's for the sake of the action within itself. It's not for... Because, again, you can't take any of that shit with you. Think about the actual benefit you get from it and what that actually counts towards. And it only counts towards whatever happens in this existence. So it's not... It's not this big grand thing. It really is just you deciding that something's important to you and you doing that. And nothing's wrong with that. But I need to live forever, and people need to know my name. It's like, probably not, to be honest. None of that shit's gonna happen anyway. It's just you're gonna have a bunch of feelings while you're alive, and then you're gonna call that just a win. He just immediately took all my fucking health. Like, goddamn.
I got a statue made. I don't have a gold chrome statue made. I want people to know what I stood for. I'll be getting served a sandwich on one end and pissing on the other.
You know how important my fucking morals were to this goddamn existence?
They must know what took place.
I lived once.
But maybe. Hell, but maybe I fuck up in the next movie.
God damn it.
I bet.
I could die. No.
Yeah, I guess it might overlap. But hell, I was gonna say maybe I fuck up and survive. I want to have that weird moment, you know, when women take over the world, and maybe have that Planet of the Apes moment where I'm just on the beach. Damn you! You blew it up! Damn you all the hell! You maniacs!
Famous last words. Flipping them off and grabbing your crotch. Take that last breath. I regret nothing.
That's actually what I'm gonna do. If I ever reach like 100 years old or something, or 99, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to smoke cigars. I'm gonna go buy a fucking big fat cigar. Get a huge whiff of that shit. Just grab my dick in one hand and flip bitches off in the other. Like, yep. Have a statue made of that. We only want everyone to know he died the way he lived.
Just start ashing the fucking end of it off in people's faces. Fuck off.
What was the old saying? You either leave this world quiet and content, or kicking and screaming. I'm gonna be the opposite. I'll leave, letting the world know it. Kiss my ass.
Just walk around naked for no goddamn reason. Hey, like what you see, huh?
For old age.
Huh?
That's one waiting for old age to come. Letting everyone know I'm not like it. Health issues will suck.
Nobody would care though. Oh, that's just, you know, that's just old man. You know, fucking, you know, he lost his mind about, 15 years ago. We just put up with him, Little do you know, he's like, man, I'm all with it. I just hate you fuckers. Gonna make life as miserable as possible for you before I leave.
Yeah, that's what I plan on doing. I mean, all damn nurses gonna hate me. What is that, your leg? No, that would be my left nut. Gravity's a bitch.
Alright, it's late as shit, and I'm old, my back hurts. Yep. Alright, let's close the statements. Any last pieces? I don't know. Was there anything anybody wanted to get out?
I think that's about it.
Morality is subjective. We're all gonna die. Women need the right taken away. Let's see. I don't know if we're missing anything else.
Don't grab a bull by the horns. Don't piss in the wind. Always drink water from upstream of the herd.
Don't play that game of missing out and having to do what other men are doing and be part of other things, and just do you and fucking, for fuck's sake, engage your brain and use the fucking thing.
Oh, that fear of missing out, that FOMO shit. That FOMO shit's a real fucking destructive force, for sure.
Yeah. Engage your fucking brains, cunts, because you've got it for a reason.
Gravity is your
friend. Somebody frame that in a way that doesn't sound patronizing and abusive.
No. You need to be abused.
God bless us. God bless us, each and every one.
You need to get detoxed off all the fucking welfare and bullshit that's been going on. I wouldn't be surprised if the amount
Muslims are
of
right
people
about
who-
women.
Yes, I wouldn't be surprised if the amount of people addicted to drugs and shit just increased dramatically over the last couple of years.
Oh, I'm,
Oh,
I know it
COVID
has.
fucking COVID did it, bro. That well and truly. What else were people gonna do? Fuck, COVID escalated that big time.
So it's like
Explain a lot of the weird behaviors of people, and
Lots of crack babies out there now.
yep.
just high as hell, drug addicted motherfuckers, and then they still have the ability to vote. Goddamn.
Yeah.
Anyways, so that shit's not important. What's more important is finding freedom and enjoyment and fulfillment in your individual life. And a lot of that goes down to what you focus on and getting enjoyment and fulfillment from that. Yeah, I know I just repeated myself, it doesn't matter. And so how you do that and how you go about that, one of the things that I see that people do all the fucking time, men do all the time, is they limit themselves. They operate only in a framework they believe is acceptable by the standards of others. Now, these standards, I could see if it's a law and there was those type of consequences, but a lot of these come down to moral standards. So these are 100% self-imposed. And what my issue with that is, the only person, one, it's not really an issue, but this is an acknowledgement of it. The only person that can change your moral stance on something is you. I can't give you any information or anything about that because that has to deal with your what's that? The emotional state, your I can't remember the term, but I'll just say emotional satiation or some shit because I don't have the term for it right now. But that has to deal
I'm
with
too
that.
tired to kill.
Yeah, and so that is 100% a personal deal. Now, a lot of people try to express that and that they want to force their morals and their values and views on others, thinking that that will change reality. Because the issue becomes that because of their outlook and their moral issues or conflicts with whatever the situation is, that the resolution they would like is not feasible in reality, not through any practical means. So instead, it would take an extreme amount of bloodshed and control and power for them to implement their actual solution.
Yes.
Well, hell, a lot of these people aren't even
Final
altruistic. They're just trying to do shit and say shit to make their own lives and their own world better. It's not even coming from a place of altruism.
We just both said the same exact thing.
Oh yeah.
Yep. That's exactly it. So that's why it's important to understand, one, you can't change the world. This isn't Duke Nukem. You're not just gonna, I don't know, turn into a badass with a
Come get some.
and a pixelated first-person shooter. So instead, focus on what you can do in your individual life to make the time that you have left, because you never know how long you do. Make it enjoyable and fulfilling. So, that's pretty much it. I don't think there's any more. Is there any more?
What she said.
Yep, that was no more.